Evan,
We're live. We're here. We're ready to go. A little bit later than
we're
usual,
here.
but we got our shit together. I'm ready.
That's right. We're back for episode number 175 of My Cup of Tea, and it's taken this long for me to steal Evan's look.
Which is
The headphones.
oh, are those new? Are those brand new?
New to me.
Wow, nice. Level up. 175. You got Nathan's like the phase 3 of the podcast. This where things get
Earbuds
going.
would have been fine still. I happen to have these, and I was like, let me check out. They're pretty cool though. They're like they have like a sensor, so like if I take off the headphones, whatever I'm watching will pause instinctively and and it'll play itself when I put them back on. It's crazy.
Wow, that's really cool.
The
Technology,
future's
baby.
now.
Well, what company is that?
Jabra, I think it's called.
Want to shout them out?
Jabra.
Put a link in the
Sponsored.
description.
Yeah, sponsor me, please. No, this episode is sponsored by The Hunt for Ben Solo. If you or somebody you know has heard of the whereabouts of one Mr. Ben Solo, who has not been seen for damn near 6 years now, please help. Please, if you see anything, or if you just want to get the word out, hashtag The Hunt for Ben Solo. That's what it is.
We out here. We out here. That's interesting. It's been blowing up all weekend. We've been getting some great interactions all weekend from the Raylo community and just from news broadcast. Whoops. I clicked on my own stream. That was not smart. But yeah, what was I gonna say? It's been great. You know, this isn't hyperspace hype, but it's been great seeing a lot of the community come together, billboards, planes, you know, fantastic articles coming out, fantastic art coming out to support the return of Ben Solo. It just needs to happen. You know, we talked about it on our hyperspace hype. Go check out that video. You know, Nathan had some great thoughts. We all had some great thoughts about how they can possibly bring him back. It seems like, you know, Nathan and I came up with some shit off the cuff. Granted, we've been thinking about it for like 6+ years, but it's like it shouldn't take a writer's room of people to figure out how to bring him back. And they did figure it out. What I'm talking about, they did figure it out. Bob Iger and Alan Bergman just said, you know, fuck it, no.
I don't know if
crazy.
the political climate is right now.
Like we dropped our episode. When did we go live for that? Tuesday last week? Wednesday?
I think Tuesday. I think it was like the day after it dropped.
The day after it dropped. Yeah, it was Tuesday, and it completed back-to-back streams. And like that Friday, last Friday, a lot of interesting stuff dropped about like the political climate, like you just teased, and like what really went into everything leading up to Alan and Iger just saying no. And it's still just you can't connect the dots. There's no dots to connect about why they did what they did. We'll never really know because they can say like the whole, you know, we don't understand how it got back to life. That's bullshit. We all know that's bullshit. They don't care about the needs, the hows, the why. It doesn't matter for them. It just is their faith in the brand. That's just what it has to be. It's not specifically the Star Wars brand, but just like the Ben Solo, Kylo Ren sequel trilogy brand. That's kind of what it has to be. You know, delaying the Rey movie, delaying the Ben Solo movie, canceling the Ben Solo movie, and giving us Grogu and Ryan Gosling instead.
Canceling the Acolyte as well, which we're now hearing had story threads between the Knights of Ren and Chimera. And it's like, God damn it, of course. I said this on Twitter. I was like, of course, the one character Chimera who I'm like the most intrigued in since Ben had the connectivity to this level, and I lost them both.
It's crazy. And that was the thing we were talking about on if you go back to watch our amazing Acolyte podcast, we were theorizing about that shit, about like the Knights of Ren, the theme music, like is it intentional? Like, you know, he has to survive. He can survive while not being with Plagueis. Does that include like the Knights of Ren or like this stuff that Leslie was clearly setting up that fans were picking up on is now getting confirmed, and it's all the more heartbreaking and wild. And to think like, honestly, Nathan, if this was like any other studio, I'd have more faith in this happening. Like Disney is such a bad studio. I mean, Warner Brothers again, Warner Brothers is the one doing like more Harry Potter TV shows. They're milking that franchise to death. Lord of the Rings movies, like they're milking that franchise. They're hunting for Gollum, right? Like they don't want their franchises with the original actors. They don't want their franchises, what they got left, to end. Meanwhile, Disney is just like playing with house money. They have Star Wars, Marvel, and they're just letting these franchises go down to creatively. They're letting these franchises like not be their best. Anyways, other than that,
coming after like the report that Disney was like, we're trying to find fresh new stuff that appeals to the younger demographic, specifically boys. But it's like, you got Star Wars.
You have Star Wars,
but like do new stuff. Like you want to appeal to the younger, but you're like pulling for like the older audience. You're still doing that, and it's like I know like you're in like you had the prequel resurgence. We've run like the full like Indy 500 on between 3 and 4. It's the well is dry. Like we talked about, like the well will go dry. I think it's dry now.
Exactly, it is dry, and it's just wild. Like if me and you were, granted, I know there's a lot of difficult stuff that goes on with being the head of Disney. I'm not saying it's an easy job in the slightest, but the way he's handling being in what Marvel stuff is going on, what Star Wars stuff is going on, you know, it's wild. It's pretty wild. That reminds me, I should do a podcast with Orange Grove. He's much more into like the Disney and the Iger business of it all. He's smart about that shit. But anyways, yeah. So other than that, I had a pretty good weekend. My last time going to Chicago for the film festival. Nathan. I thought of you. I thought of you. I saw this movie Hamnet. It broke me. I was like in tears, and I'm like, am
I gonna enter a new age of depression?
That's why I was like, man, if Nathan or Josh, like people I know who cry a lot in movies, like this is the movie for them. It's an astonishingly great movie. It's one of my favorites of the year for sure. I was so blown away by it. So I had a great time seeing him. I saw No Other Choice with Park Chan-wook, my guy. That was really great. It lived up to all my hype. It's so funny and thrilling and depressing. And Begonia, I really liked it. I know Josh and Edgar didn't like it that much, but I had a great time with Begonia. It comes out wide this weekend, wider at least this weekend. So hopefully people get to see that. But that's about it. That's about it for stuff I did over the weekend.
I gotta just say, you know, as we said, you know, I lost Ben, I lost Kymir. I mean, if I don't get Genu back, I'm gonna fucking retire. I don't think you'll see me again.
You're talking about Genu from K-pop Demon Hunters?
Yeah.
It should be the most no-brain thing in the world to bring him back. That's a lot of people's only gripe with that movie. And to be honest, there's tons of people out there saying like, if they bring him back, that ruins the ending of the movie. And I'm just like in disbelief. Because it'll do the exact opposite. Like, if you want this to be a franchise as much as they want it to be, he's one of their best characters, outside, of course, the main trio. And he should easily come back, you know, call it K-pop Demon Hunters 2, Genu's Revenge or something, you know, bring him back.
The Final Nightmare.
The Final Nightmare, yeah.
Get you into the...
Or, you know, I was thinking about this watching No Other Choice. The guy who plays the main villain in K-pop Demon Hunters is the same guy from, you know, the lead actor in No Other Choice and Squid Game. You know, if they brought him back like in human form and he was like singing and dancing, that would be hilarious and very funny. I would have loved that so much because he has some great comedic chops. I think he'd be fine in a musical. It'd be really cool. But yeah, that's all our K-pop, Star Wars film stuff for the weekend. Did you watch it again this weekend or something, Nathan? Tell me to do. Did you watch K-pop again?
No, I don't turn it on, but it's in a constant cycle between my nieces and nephews. It's very popular. A couple of them are dressing up for Halloween as characters, so that's gonna be fun.
That's awesome.
My nephew's gonna be Genu. My youngest nephew is like 4, and then my niece who just turned 3, she's gonna be Rumi. So that's fun.
That's amazing. I love that so much. It probably could be. I'm trying to think of like popular Halloween costumes. I think K-pop Demon Hunter is probably the biggest one. For adults, is it going to be one battle after another? Are people going to be dressed up as that? Or like Severance? I've seen people like dress up as Severance a lot so far on Twitter.
I can see that. Do people still dress up as Jack Sparrow?
Do they? Or just like it's called like
thing.
It's just quote unquote like sexy pirate, that kind of shit. And then call it
easy, cheap. The government shut down. I can't afford a costume.
It's funny. For work on Friday for like Halloween week, they want us to dress up as costume. I'm just like, I got no costume. Can't be me.
I'm a homicidal maniac. They look like everyone else.
That's dark.
It's an Addams Family joke.
Oh, nice. I never watched the Addams Family. I have watched Wednesday.
You've only seen Wednesday from the property? Nothing else? No other iteration?
No. Did they have an animated series?
I'm sure there is a cartoon. There were 2 animated movies in the 2010s. There's 2 90s movies, which are like, I think the biggest fan favorites amongst Addams Family, and there was an original like 60s black and white show.
Okay, definitely didn't watch the 60s. I think I might have seen the 90s here and there. But yeah, never was my thing. But
until the commentary.
Until you put a gun to my face.
Like it's bad.
It's not my thing, but you never know. You know, we don't do a lot of TV shows. You can start off with
Terrifier 2. You thought wouldn't be your thing, and it's more creative than you thought it would be.
That is true. It did give me intrigued to watch Terrifier 3. That was a miracle in and of itself. But yeah, let's get into Gen V here. The thumbnail says it all. Our last discussion on Gen V Season 2. Hopefully, not our last discussion on Gen V, period. I really hope there's
Gen 3?
Gen 3? That'd be funny. Gen V,
Jenny.
I loved this finale. I thought it was really good. Not my favorite episode of the season, because but still a very strong episode. Concluded things well for a lot of the characters. Predictions succeeded for the most part.
Yes, as I predicted, Godolkin will be in season 5 of The Boys.
I laughed so hard when he got his head blown off. Spoiler.
I was like, all right, because look. I believed up until then that he would make it. I really did. I was like, look, he's trying to find that power grab to match the power set. They're setting up phone calls. I'm like, it's head's coming. The wrong head is what I got.
Yeah, wrong head to head there. So yeah, full spoiler discussion on Gen V Season 2. Yeah, I had a blast with this. I figured Godolkin was going to be the season death of it all, the big season finale death of it all, especially in the beginning when we get into his like mindset and what his plan is. I want to get into that because that was very intriguing as well. But Nathan, what were your thoughts on the finale overall before I break everything down? What I can remember.
Kind of slow. It's just fighting, and the emotional character arcs were all gone. Just kidding.
On Twitter?
I hear that for every Marvel show, and then when everything else does it, it's like that's normal.
That one didn't happen to.
No, I enjoyed it quite a bit. There were a lot of standout moments. Particularly, I love the moment when Kate gets her powers back. That was a big one for me. Just hearing the emotional weight of it all. But yeah, it kept me on my toes, like going back and forth. I think you could like see like how the pathway was going through the course of action, but I didn't know like if it meant an end of a character for like who or what. If like, because we have a large group, there is always a chance you could lose one.
That is true. I am nervous going into again a possible season 3. Again, I keep saying impossible. People are wondering, like, why did you say impossible? Why is it not confirmed? Because the showrunner for Gen V, who again I keep forgetting. I don't know if it's the same person doing The Boys, but they said like it's all about the viewership. Like we need people to watch these shows, make sure it's getting highly rated. And since our last discussion, it came out through the Nielsen ratings because they're always weeks later. The first 3 episodes dropped on the Nielsen ratings for The Boys, for Gen V, and they were like very high for TV as a whole, for streaming as a whole, and especially for Amazon. So, despite people on social media saying like, "Why is nobody talking about Gen V?" When Peacemaker was airing,
Right.
I think people are really watching it. They have been watching it, and hopefully there's like a viewership increase. That's mainly what producers and studios want to see. They want to see that growth over the course of the season. So hopefully that did start to happen. I don't think Peacemaker like killed the audience. I keep hearing that, but like it was kind of weird. But I think hopefully there's a lot of growth because again they've talked about how there's a lot of potential storylines for season 3, and I want to get into that because I think the ending teased some interesting things for The Boys, but also like for a possible season 3. So okay, starting at the beginning here.
In the beginning.
I wish I wrote things down. This isn't Last of Us. I don't write things down.
The year was 1967.
Yeah, so we do start with Gorokin, right? A flashback to him injecting himself with his Gen V. So here's what I gleaned, Nathan. Correct me if I'm wrong. Thomas Gorokin already had, and this is also taking into account what we got from Doug, played by Hamish, who was originally Cypher, but it's now not Cypher. Anyways, what he was telling us and what we get from this flashback, and like why he wasn't aging as well. I get the sense that like Thomas Godolkin had a superpower, or he had some kind of power, ability, or whatever. He then, with those other people in the lab, injected himself with a second vial or whatever, and this vial it caused him to get those bumps. It kind of reminded me of like Deadpool in a sense, where his vial, his ability to become a mutant caused Deadpool to get like this huge, rash, or not rash, but cancerous thing. Because it became more evident because later on in the episode, when he continued using his powers, that like skin disease came back on his like body. It was like slowly enveloping his body again. So I think on top of him getting burned alive, because I thought that was all like burnt skin, and that was probably the case because it was all burnt. But I think originally he was also just like breaking out for all intents and purposes. Like he was like that thing was happening around his body because of the new powers that he subjected himself to, which ended up being very powerful as we see. But like, I think that's kind of exactly. It was kind of like a big like give and take there with his ability.
I think it was like made clear by Sage that like he probably would have been fine if he wasn't pushing himself to the extreme of controlling so many people at once.
True.
But because it was his body couldn't handle the strain, even though he believed the willpower would. Which I guess I'm sure it would, but like at the cost of your actual like physical form again. So
exactly.
Granted, he probably would think like I'll just control Marie again and heal myself and just reset to 0.
True, and we kind of learned why he just couldn't get Marie from pre-episode 1, when she was in Elmira. Doug was telling us that he's been trying. Thomas Godigan has been trying to get into Marie's brain to use her power, but she was too strong, even knowingly, without like physically blocking her mind from him. She was already being an Odessa baby, too strong for him to take control of. Same thing for Homelander, obviously. So his arc for this season kind of convoluted, but like breaking it down here, his goal was to, feed into Marie's desires, her heroism desires, make herself believe that she is like the only one that can, save her friends in the world. That gets her to grow her powers eventually use those grown powers to heal him. He will then, call the herd to grow his own powers, so he's able to control her for real instead of just convincing her. And then once he's able to control her for real, that'll be the test subject, because if he's able to control Marie, he'll be able to finally do his ultimate purpose, which is taking down Homelander. That's kind of like the big thing here. If I can control Marie, I can control Homelander. And yeah, I don't know if that was going to be possible, even if he could control Marie. Homelander is just like such a big entity. I don't know what's going to take to beat him. We'll get into that. But that seemed to be his whole plan, because he was upset about Homelander. And that was a very big part of his mindset, right? We came into this finale knowing that, unlike what people have been saying, where Thomas Godolkin wants to control superheroes, his thing was he wants to, cull the herd. Only the strong survive. And on top of that, he's upset at Homelander because the essence of these soups became weaker because Homelander was, is too much of a dangerous threat. He's too dangerous that he doesn't like anybody even coming close to him. He only wants the weak people around him. Hence, a lot of superhero society is just weaker because they're afraid of Homelander, and if they get too strong, Homelander will kill them off. So it's just Homelander is ruining the natural hierarchy for soups in general, which is just very weird and pretty interesting mindset to have. I could easily track it. Yeah, it made a lot of sense there. But I like it. Part of me gets annoyed when a lot of these heroes, it happened in season 1, where it's I'm creating this whole serum, soup serum to take care of Homelander. This is the key to defeating Homelander, which, again, Butcher still has as of The Boys season 5. He has that anti-serum. Will that work? I doubt it. Doesn't he? Does he have that? I thought he had it at the end of season 4. Am I wrong?
I think yes, he has the. Yeah, right. The substance that breaks down and weakens soups. He does have that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
It's been a hot minute since I saw season 5. So much so that I saw the surprise pop-up character at the very end here, and I was like, oh yeah, I got hyped in the moment, but I'm pretty sure we were already privy to that.
To what?
To A-Train.
Oh yeah. He was already working against Homelander. Remember, I think in season 4 he was teaming up with MM, right? In terms of being
yeah, I think he did he save Kimiko? He got somebody out of a stick situation.
He did. I forget who.
Or was it Huey's dad?
Was it Huey's dad? No, Huey's dad died, right?
Yeah, he did, but he died in the hospital.
Yeah.
But I think they attacked Huey's dad's house, right? That's where he got injured. Then he was able to get him to the hospital, and then Huey gave him V to save him, and then that's caused the degradation.
Interesting. Yeah. But what was I saying? So that whole mindset against Homelander. It is annoying that everything has to resolve around Homelander, but he is the big entity of the boys. The big question going into the final season next year is, how do they possibly defeat him? And again, I want to go into that at the end of the episode. But for now, I like Thomas Godolkin's mindset here. It kind of tracks. He's kind of angry that this big entity of Homelander, if I can kill him, superhero society can elevate itself. We can be stronger than what we usually were. Because right now, people have shitty powers and they're just sliding on by. And again, he's going to use that excuse to cull the herd and grow his power so he can eventually control Marie. But yeah, what do you think about this relationship with him and Sage at the beginning? Let me ask you another question. Do you think him in relationship with Sage was genuine on both their parts there? What do you think?
I do think it was genuine on both parts, and I think the unfortunate reality that Sage was presented with is obviously I feel like she has the cynical viewpoint that majority of people with this level of power deviate from plans and get greedy for themselves, which Godolkin does end up doing. And I think she genuinely believed that maybe he was different because they have a connection and that they would follow her plan to a T. That would work out in the end, obviously. But because he got greedy, it derailed her plans, and that really took her aback of oh yeah, it's all the same. And then I think that's why she was also none of this shit matters and let Polarity out later in the episode.
Yeah, I think at that point with Polarity, she was kind of covering her bases to make sure her quote unquote phase 2 continues as planned. What the truth of phase 2 entails, I guess we'll learn about in season 5. But it had something to do with she wanted Homelander on one end, Thomas Godolkin on the other end, not fighting, but just I talk about it in Survivor a lot, but just got to make sure you have options. And I think she wanted Homelander and Godolkin in to have options and to help push her plan. If one falls like Thomas Godolkin, then it kind of makes her have to rely on Homelander, and her ultimate plan isn't going to succeed as well. So I'm with you there. I think it was pretty genuine, which makes it for a very interesting scene. Again, we talked about it last week when we first got introduced, or whenever we saw Sage this season. But I think she's easily the best part of season 4 of The Boys. Her introduction, at least. She was just introduced last season, right? I'm not going crazy. It was just
she's new character last season, and a prominent one throughout. And yeah, she's phenomenal. I've been saying throughout our reviews for Gen V here, I'm it's the most OP character in The Boys, frankly. I know Homelander has the physicality, but to a T, she can predict everything.
She can predict everything. She's such a fascinating character. Her actress, the actress for her is so phenomenal. I'm with you 1,000%. I think Sage is so interesting to track. But yeah, she's definitely genuine. She wanted a couple things here. She wanted to, get her plan. We don't know what her plan was, but her plan was to be with Thomas Godolkin emotionally, intimately, basically inviting him over to her house in Vought Tower. She said she's talking about it being very lonely. We know she's at the top of the Vought right now. That what's her name? Ashley is gone with all her hair.
Yeah. Yeah, she took off. I wonder if I'm sure she'll be in this season 5.
Yeah, so Ashley's gone. Homelander is basically the president of the United States. So, and Edgar's in a bunker. So
do you think Maeve will ever come back?
Yeah, for the final season at least. I don't know what she's gonna do, but she'll do something.
Part of the final stand.
Maybe. Exactly. Yeah, she'll come into a portal. Are they gonna make fun of Endgame in the final season? They have to. Are they gonna do some portals joke?
I feel like they would have done it by now, right? I mean, I guess if it's every hero going up against Homer, then probably, because that's the closest framework. But otherwise, yeah, I don't.
Where did you come from? Where are you guys coming from? Oh my gosh, what's going on here?
I feel like at best someone's gonna say on your left or some shit.
On your right.
Yeah, or some on your left, dickhead, some shit like that. Just a vulgar twist on it.
I what was it? Season 2, I think they're making fun of Dawn of Justice or something. It was Dawn of the Seven.
They did that. There was I remember. I feel like the biggest one that always stuck with me was the Tony Gilroy reshoots.
That was great. Yeah.
Jesus.
That was funny. Yeah. They're gonna have a lot of material for the final season. I don't know what the showrunners going to do with themselves.
It was crazy when they were like, "Hey, this Joss rewrite's really working, huh?"
That was crazy. But yeah, so I really like this. It's getting to see a different side of Sage, more intimate, more emotional. We see Thomas Godolkin eating pasta with his hands. He's so euphoric to experience, physical, food again for the first time, using his body. He had sex with Sage. He's eating his life away. He's drinking. He's able to, be an actual human again. After the last episode, I thought he was going to go on a full-on carnage and kill everybody in the campus, but he seems to be living it up with Sage until he starts talking about his plan. Okay, cool. I'm going back to the campus. And she's like, oh, yeah, don't do that, please. That was pretty funny. I turned over to Jalen at the time, and I was like, okay, so he's dead. Like, he's going back into his own, like 1 foot stuck in the grave or whatever. Like, he's testing fate by going there. He knows, like, there's a group of people that want to kill him, but he wants to do it anyway, so he can test his own power again, eventually control Marie, and eventually defeat Homelander. But it's his own selfish ideology, right? He keeps saying, like, this is for us, but it's his own selfish ideology to, experience his power like he's never done before, and to, become super strong again. Like, something he's always felt so weak. He needs to feel strong. He needs to act strong. And I think he takes it all out on these innocent-ish kids. The kids didn't do anything at all, but so they are innocent. But it's just like, what are y'all doing? But yeah, I really liked all these intimate scenes between Sage and Godolkin. But yeah, soon after that, Sage warns like, "Hey, Homelander will not like this." At this point, did you think, especially after this next scene where he films himself saying like, "Hey, surprise! I'm not dead." Student vibe on TikTok or live stream or whatever. It was very funny. It's always fun reading those like comments on the live stream. Like what are people saying? Like, hey, this guy seems super young.
I was reading them on Marie's and it was like, what? It's Cap. This ain't it. Like, yeah. Like, all right. Like, they're writing her off so quickly.
Cap. But then he invites everybody to go to his one final seminar, and he like incentivizes people by saying like, you'll be part of like the top 10 or whatever, really heightening up their competitive spirits a little bit. And to counter that, our squad is back together again and they're filming their own like, hey, don't do this. It's a trap,
Were you initially teeing up to ask, like, because Sage was getting calls from Homelander, that I think he would pop in?
Yeah, but that's gonna be my question. I forgot. Yeah.
I kind of felt like it was definitely possible given season 1, as quick as that is. I'm like, maybe, but then I'm also like, what the fuck goes down? Like, there's no way we just get a versus right now and then our Gen V people are just around.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like it worked last season because it was like, hey, I'm here. It's been funny because people have been like memeing him, like doing the whole "don't try it" thing with Homelander. That's been the meme recently. But he came in last season. The what?
Like an Obi-Wan did that?
No, it was like it's a meme of Homelander being like, I think he did it last in the final season, of final episode of season 1 of Gen V. But either way, he came in and shoots Marie, and it was like a wrap, and it kind of made sense. But yeah, here it's like, what would we just come in and shoot Godolkin? I'm glad he didn't show up, even though I predicted that he would, because yeah, he's just an easy character to use as a writer. Or maybe he's not, but he seems like it is easy get out of jail free card narratively.
I'm really wondering how they like jump into like season 5 talk, but I'm really like curious to see how they end up depicting the hero fighting against Homelander and like having the weight to it. Because I know like we got that in I think season 3 with the stuff with Soulja Boy and Maeve, and like they were like doing like pretty physical blows. But like the last time I felt like physical, like holy shit, we're doing it, was like it was the orgy episode where Huey was teleporting and helping out Soulja Boy, and
yeah, I remember that.
And like they pinned him, and I was like, oh my god, there's a shot right now with these 3. It's crazy.
Was that season 3 or season 4? That was season 3, right?
I guess that was 3. It was like toward the middle of season 3.
Did they not box Homelander in season 4?
I don't think so. I think because Butcher just kind of like dying. He has a few scenes he has a couple scenes with Butcher, but they're just talking. It's mostly trying to
his son, right?
Yeah, trying to live, get info, and then trying to connect with Ryan.
Season 4 was such a disappointment. I can't remember anything like major.
I mean, I liked it more than most, but I guess like comparatively, I have been liking the previous stuff. But
it wasn't bad.
Speed up, and I think we were also like disappointed that we lost Newman because she's such a good character.
That finale pissed me the fuck off. I'm also really glad that we haven't been. I don't know about you, but we haven't been spoiled about like how or if he dies in the comics. The comics have been over, right? The boys comic it's been done, right?
They've been done for a while, but they've also like really like gone off the beaten path because it's not really like direct storylines, and like the whole like tone of characters and whatnot is just way more like cynical and mean spirited, and because that was the whole like point of it was like the creator didn't like superheroes, so he just fucking made the worst, and like the most, and the boys are all just like they were basically like all Butcher, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah, so I'm curious because I don't know how he died in the comics, but I'm pretty sure it had a center around Butcher.
There's no way they do it now because it's so clear cut. But in the original ending of the boys comic, the Black Noir was revealed to be a clone of Homelander, and I think he ultimately takes him out. But because we lost the original Black Noir and the new one is just like this chatterbox dude, I don't think we're there, so we could do whatever we want.
He's like a Peter Parker-esque character, evil Peter Parker.
We saw a Peter Parker inverse, and it was gross.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Why do you remind me? Now I just
season 4.
That wasn't season 4. Web butt guy. But yeah, I still think it has to do with his son. What's his name? William?
Ryan.
No, Ryan. William Butcher. Yeah. Okay. Ryan. Yes, that would be amazing. We basically just comes in and just kills Homelander. 10 out of 10 season.
Ties into Shameless. Should I watch Shameless?
Hell yeah. I never watched it. My mom liked it a lot.
I saw Jurassic Park 3. That's why I know. What's your commentary?
Great commentary. So yeah, I'm very curious. We'll see what happens that season. But yeah, I like the them coming together. This gets into what I really liked about this episode. Marie's, arc here. She has her coming down to earth moment in this finale, right? She tries to heal Doug a little bit, who's like still very much wounded from being a puppet for 40 years. Nice, dude. Nathan.
I know it's clear cut that like this show will clearly kill this kind of person.
I didn't think so. I was liking him so much.
I was just sitting there hopeful. I'm like, don't. Like, he's so good. Don't. And
he was so good. Like
he really was. I was like, he was so sweet. He was like, he started talking about Andre, and he's just like, your son was the best hero I've ever seen. Like, just telling happy stories. Like, that's such a cathartic moment. So good. Dude, I'm glad Clarity got that.
That was fantastic. This is why I fucking love this show, man. It was a beautiful, heartfelt, a very touching scene with just like a normal Cypher, just Doug talking about how much of a great person Andre was. Once again, everybody, this season did a fantastic fucking job honoring Chase so well. Dude, so well with the Andre character from episode 1, scene 1 of this season. Just really honoring that character and doing a fantastic job. That whole car scene was it was beautiful. It was touching. And of course, he had to rip it away. I was not expecting that. That was the one shock. I was like, oh, shit. Like, really? Black Noir? I fucking hate your guts. I hated that, man. I want this guy dead. I know he's working for Sage, so I blame you mostly, Sage. But I already know she's going to die, I think. So I'm just.
Yeah. Do we think Sage gets killed in the next season? And if so, is it like by surprise, or is it just going to be like, I fucking give up?
Great question. I'm going to go with give up. Not give up, but just like her plan is going to work somehow because she's a genius. But like similar to how she didn't expect Thomas Godolkin to ruin part of her plan, I think you just can't manipulate. I mean, you can manipulate Homelander, but like, there's gonna be an unpredictable X factor to it all that she's just not gonna see coming because it's not logical.
Or she was on Offset.
See, that'd be amazing. She wouldn't.
Do you think
she's dead?
If Emma was able to take over Sage, do you think she would be able to like have Sage's strategic viewpoint?
That's interesting because Sage's power is more of a mental thing. It's not tangible like the other ones.
Yeah. I guess like because I know like she reads minds and obviously like she could think of lies, but I guess I guess at the same time she could just ask Sage like, "Hey, give us the best like route to take to defeat him," and then she would probably like just say it.
That's so interesting. I bet I really think so. I like that idea a lot. By the way, small criticism, but I do feel that this finale, earlier in the season, I liked Emma teaming up with those two women in like her dorm when she was away from like Sam and all her other friends. They kind of got like tossed aside in the last 2 to 3 episodes here. I wish we got more of them, even in this finale. Like there could have been a scene of just them talking to her a little bit. It did come out again. We got to see her, touch Godolkin. That was cool.
I was worried that somehow would not work. I was very scared.
Me too. I thought that was like, okay, this is gonna backfire, but it worked out really well. Also, but yeah, I was hoping her and Emma had like a one-on-one more. I did like that friend group. But yeah,
that's true. I think they had a couple pretty good moments in like the couple episodes they were together. We just happened to go on the run from prison. Also, I think what's his name, Gavin.
Which one?
Who's that? Who Emma is seeing on campus?
Gary.
Is that it?
I think so.
He's fine. I knew it.
I said this last week. Either you're a traitor and we hate you, or you're a nobody and you're still useless. Like, why are you here,
useless?
Gary? Useless. Did I stutter? Useless. He sucks. What does he do for me?
He helped on the fight. He flies.
He flies. Get your angel bitch ass out of here. He sucks.
Oh, wow. Evan, you don't even have anything to go off of to claim that.
I don't. The show's not giving me anything to go off of.
Why are you so mean?
Because he sucks. He's another
belong in that universe.
This was, for a show that's so well written, this was baffling to me. They kept going back to her, to Emma and him being a thing and not being a thing. She kisses him and then she's like, but I'm all about myself now. I'm like, you're sending two different messages.
I don't think it's that. I think it's in service to the closing of the romanticism with her and Sam, at least at this stage of their lives, so that Sam can focus more on developing himself and Emma can do so for herself, building up her self-confidence as well and finding that comfort in the people that.
But she's moving away from Gary, right?
Oh, only because they have to run away because they're being hunted.
Well, yeah, but it seemed like. But again, I like the essence of like. I get you can have her whole being of like, I need to be alone. Sorry, Sam. That works. Her and Sam work. Her and Gary, everything there just did not work. I don't know what they were trying to go off of there. I don't get it.
Oh, man, college is messy.
College is messy. Yeah, it is.
Not me though.
Maybe they have some ideas in season 3 that's just not resolved around him being part of a love triangle with Emma.
Mm-hmm.
Like, spread your wings. Let me have some solo Gary scenes with him like elevating his character outside of Emma and Sam.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I think they did about as well as I could hope for in the instance of a love triangle, and the fact that it wasn't so like cut and dry. You have to pick one of us right now, and it's like, oh, but it's so hard. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I think like the one example I could amusingly watch that in is probably something like Twilight, but everything else I'm like, I can't do this.
Twilight ruined love triangles forever. Because I don't mind love triangles when they're well written. I'm trying to think. There was one that I liked recently.
There are none.
There was one. I can't remember now. I'm blanking.
Yeah,
I remember I tweeted out like I like well written love triangles. Fuck, man. I can't remember, but it happened this year. What?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Who is the love triangle there?
There's not. I was gonna say the core three, but it's not. In the fan base, there was.
In the fan base, yeah. Hermione and him.
Yeah, which I never gave it. I was raised in what was presented in front of me, so I didn't.
Me too. I didn't know people hated Ginny until like went to like the online fandom. I'm like, oh wow,
I don't know that now. What the fuck?
People hate Ginny, and not hate, but just like they don't like her. And she is not written the best, even as a huge fan of like Half-Blood Prince. But like, I still like the relationship. And I think in the book I liked it more. When I was first reading it, I'm like, oh wow, because like as a kid I was like, oh, this is like one of the biggest like romances I grew up with. Like was Ron and Hermione and Harry and Ginny. I was like, oh, I like this.
Books have the inherent upgrade of being able to type out the emotional feelings of everybody in depth.
Yeah, like it made it more emotional because I think the book that in the movie, the adaptation of the attack on the Weasley house in Half-Blood Prince is very fast paced, but with her and with Harry and Ginny. But in the book, it's more paced better. That's a scene that I can remember specifically. I love that movie. So, anyways,
we still haven't commented.
That's nuts. Should we do that like this November, December? But yeah,
it's fall Christmassy like every year, like school year.
I know. Well, I feel like we said we were going to watch something this fall. Something's coming out this November that we said we were going to rewatch, like a franchise or something. I can't remember now. We did. What?
Watching Wicked.
We could watch Wicked 1 together. I don't know. There was something we haven't watched like I want to do Zootopia. I haven't watched Zootopia 1 in years.
I have not watched Zootopia, but I've been spoiled by Who's the Bad Guy.
Okay. I think you still love the movie.
I think so.
I've never watched what's that one M. Night movie? I See Dead People.
Oh, The Sixth Sense.
I've never seen Sixth because I've been spoiled about that like through osmosis.
That's I still haven't seen. I want to. I know like Bruce Willis is going to be great.
Yeah, like I've been spoiled about that, but I still like Jalen watched that recently, and he thought I had seen it. But I'm like, no, I've just never watched it because I've been spoiled about that for years now. But I still want to watch it. So yeah, spoilers are a bitch.
I want to do a whole. I know like that may sound daunting, but I want to do like a whole M. Night journey.
We should. We
could probably do like a quick side thing of like the East Rail trilogy.
But you know, M. Night, Jake Gyllenhaal. Dude, who is texting me?
Nicholas.
M. Night and Nicholas Sparks are doing a whole big thing.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Did you ever see The Watchers that he produced?
The Watchers, no.
I didn't see it either.
Oh, The Watchers. The one his son, daughter, one of them.
Daughter, I believe.
Daughter,
Dakota Fanning's in it, I think.
It was not good, Bob.
Oh.
Not good.
The Watchers. Who watches The Watchmen?
It turns out black people. No, I'm kidding.
You're kidding.
No, it was not good. It had some good ideas, but the execution just really fell flat. Like I liked the first act, I think, but then like I was like, oh, this is
aliens keeping them in an intergalactic zoo.
Not far off. It was
shit. Oh shit.
No, I'm kidding. I think, but it did get like supernaturally, obviously, but like the explanations for the supernatural stuff just like I was like, yeah.
Should I see it?
Yeah, I think you would like it. You would like it. It's not bad. It's just like it fell flat for me.
I still haven't like actual in that I haven't seen, but I really want to watch still. Knock at the Cabin.
That was a snooze fest, but it has some good ideas. Great performance.
But I'll like it.
You would like it. You would like it, or you might be like,
It's
You might
there's only been like 2 films of M. Night's that I've seen that I have not jogged with.
Oh, I know you like old. You and Carson liked old, right?
I really like old. I like old. I like trap. I
You like young.
haven't. It's coming. I remember. I really did not like After Earth at all.
I've never seen
And
After. That could be part of our commentary. We do the
that
whole
would be so
manga
fun.
thing.
Especially it's been a while, but like just some choices. And I never actually seen The Happening, but I know I probably wouldn't be into it. But
I've never
also
seen The Village, but I've been spoiled by The Village too.
right. And Last Airbender, nobody's into it.
If we do the commentary, we would not watch that movie. We would not watch that movie.
I feel like we have stuff to offer because we both watched the show.
Oh, I promised myself when I was a very young boy that I would never watch that movie willingly ever again. So,
Can we watch the Netflix one? I still haven't seen that.
Those are good. I like that, but we could. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind doing that, but yeah, we could skip the movie.
How did we? Okay, so we got to M. I think through.
I forget. Oh yeah, because we were talking
triangles?
about love triangles. Thank you, M. Night, for having nothing to do with love triangles.
Yeah, like which movie?
But yeah, but Gary was not my favorite person. But yeah, I did overall, going further back to what I was initially saying. Yeah. Marie's arc this episode was good. She came down to earth. She was weaker because she just healed up Godolkin, so she couldn't fully heal Gary. Gary ends up dying. We talked about Andre. But I did like her scenes with Annabeth. As you mentioned earlier, she healed Kate. She broke up with Jordan, which was unfortunate. I called it. Sorry.
I want to get your opinion on that. Did that feel right to you?
It did. I feel like the season has been leading, especially from Jordan's end, right? Like let's take a step back and like think of all the things Jordan and Annabeth got into this season, right?
Marie.
Sorry, yeah. That'd be weird. That'd be effed up. And next season, Jordan and Annabeth are an item. But yeah, Marie and Jordan. So this season, we learned Marie had left Jordan in Elmira. So they were separated from the beginning. But with all of them, which wasn't great.
Through instinctual survival and wanted to come back.
Exactly. Wanted to come back, didn't. Who ends up finding them? Jordan had to be the one to go find Marie, not the other way around. So that kind of stung there.
Fairness being like, how do you go back to Elmira? How do you? They do, and we see that doesn't work. It fails
out. Exactly. So there was, again, we talked about it. Like I understood what Marie was going through. I understood what Jordan was going through. Because like, if I'm in there, I'm like, she just left me. Like it would hurt, but I would understand. It would take some time, but I would understand. Then this season, I liked Jordan talking with Emma. Jordan has a great scene with Emma. Jordan has some great scenes with Sam. Like outside of Marie. So we're already separating like those two characters. But Jordan always had an affection towards Marie, and Marie had an affection towards Jordan. Jordan calls out Godolkin at the press conference. They were united there. But then things really got shattered at the boxing ring when they had a fight. Jordan was A, manipulated by Cypher, and then B, manipulated by Marie in that same fight. Marie, controlled Jordan. It felt bad. It felt like, wow, Marie's powerful, and she wasn't jealous, but she was just like, wow, like you really use your powers against me like that. Like it really hurt her emotionally. And then George was willing to go back to save Kate, and Marie was like, why do we got to do that? So like that was a thing. And then I think over the course of the season, it was just like a lot of like Jordan being worried for Marie not like owning up to her actions, and Marie not owning up to her new role. And again, I don't think this really was like bothering Jordan, but it was just things that were just like they were just not on the same page. And it was a lot more of Jordan worrying about Marie than even Marie was worrying about herself, really. She was putting herself in harm's way, even leaving at the end to go fight Thomas without even telling Jordan. Like she was putting herself in harm's way. Jordan had to do a lot of like care and worrying about Marie, and it wasn't being reciprocated, even though we know Marie loves Jordan a lot. But that's just Marie's thing, is like she's willing to sacrifice herself for the people that she loves. And then we talked about, going off the deep end last week and using her powers again on Jordan for the second time. And it was just like, damn. That's why I said last week, I'm like, I don't think they're going to survive this season together. I think they're going to break apart. So, yeah, it is unfortunate. I understand exactly where Jordan's coming from. I know Marie loves Jordan, but, right now I think they have things to work out. But that's the beauty of having multiple seasons in the future. Hopefully, I think they will get back together. They are endgame. I see some people already shipping Kate and Marie, because Kate and Marie had some great scenes this season. That would be funny. I wouldn't be opposed, but at the same time, I like Jordan and Maria. I like mess. I like everybody's gay in this show. That'd be
everyone. You're all gay.
But yeah, I did see Kate and Marie, being a thing. Wouldn't be opposed. Or, Kate and Emma would be fun too.
Who from the Boys show
would be gay?
Would be gay.
People already, I don't know.
The Deep is secretly gay.
Honestly, I mean, is he not? I don't know. He's a weird dude.
You'd be like, nuh-uh. Try to
right. I hate that guy so much. I can't wait for him to die. How's he not dead yet? Die already, please. Fuck.
It's so crazy after the horribleness from what he's done in this first season, and it's just. But that's kind of like the thing, right? Is like he's been knocked off of his pedestal, and he is the laughingstock of the entire series.
He became laughingstock the moment we learned what despicable thing he did in season 1. Like ever since what he did to Starlight, like he's been the despicable laughingstock, and for good reason, because he's a sick person.
If I were to guess, like who gets who in the next season, I think A-Train's taken out the Deep. Starlight
has to. It has to be Starlight.
That would make sense.
A-Train doing it would be funny too. I don't know. I can see A-Train dying too, heroically.
I think I also misremembered something. I was like, "Oh, the Deep sold them out to Homelander," but no, that's A-Train did that. Just before the turn.
Yeah, I think A-Train, the Deep, Homelander, they're all dying. I think Starlight survives, right? I think she does. I could see Huey dying.
Yes, too. Absolutely. I don't know about that. I don't think Huey would die.
I don't want it to. I don't want it to. Butcher's a goner. We know that for sure. We know that.
Oh, I thought that forever, but then I'm like, now Marie can heal people.
Stop it! She's not gonna come in to be Marie Ex Machina to save everybody in the world.
She is. They're gonna slice open his skin to tear out the fucking demon worm.
Don't do that, Marie. Let him die, please. That would make me hate season 4 even more. We went through 8 episodes of him just.
It's not acting. It's not him, Evan. It's eating his brain.
You're right. It's Jeffrey Dean Morgan from The Walking Dead, who just played
only because his brain's being eaten. He wouldn't be going through this shit if he wasn't.
That was a great twist.
He said to just die, but now he's pivoting back into this because his development is being eaten.
Yeah, that was a great twist from season 4. I really liked that.
Do you mean that, or you?
No, I'm dead ass. Okay. I
thought you were that's that fucking unpredictable thing that no one saw coming.
I didn't see it coming.
I'm a big fan. I me, I hear from other people, and I'm like, oh, I probably heard from you first.
I can't remember through osmosis now.
That was another big thing where I heard people be like, well, yes, obviously, and they think that automatically makes the situation bad, not realizing it's about Butcher's revelation of that.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I had an idea, but I don't know. I can't. I don't think we didn't do Boys podcast, but if we did, maybe I would have said something.
Well, I think we did a few, a couple, but I think there's also the situation to realize we get to speculate and talk about this week to week past the 3-episode premieres, versus whoever new viewer will come into this or comes in late to just binge through it. They'll just be going through and be like, oh, and be taken back for the moment.
Exactly. So I am curious. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how that all is going to play out for sure. But yeah, getting back to Gen V once again. So yeah, overall, I like Marie's arc. Are we in agreement there? Did you like what Marie went through this episode?
Oh yeah, I think she had. I think Marie is probably the best character in this world.
Yeah.
One, I mean, they're all pretty rich, like the whole Gen V crew, but like Marie being a central character makes sense, especially from the origin trauma event and how that affected her relationship with her sister, all the way to now being this prolific figure, teed up, wanting to prove yourself, but not fall into the archetypes of others, even though of the other corporate soups, even though she ends up kind of doing that, and
Right.
falling from the mental grace that she tried to prove herself to be, and then finding that truly, I think, is very great stuff. And I'm excited to see how it plays moving forward into season 5 of The Boys, which I think will be, she's not going to be like, even if she is one of like the major players to go toe to toe with Homelander, it's not going to be built off of like, I'm the only one who could do this. It's going to come down to, I'm going to do this to help my friends.
For sure. So then the episode was called Trojan, and throughout all of this, we see Thomas like beating people up brutally. That's where a lot of the chaos from this episode came from. It was just him mind controlling people at once, and then just like slaughtering, beating them up, killing them, making it so that if he can control these guys, he can control Marie.
Is that your meaning for the title Trojan?
Yeah. So Trojan horse comes in through. They go through a lot of her friends, which me and Dylan predicted. Like her friend's going to go through the black hole guy and come out of his black hole.
I was just like, that is horrible. Because
what does it feel like in there, man?
I don't know, but they always come out wet.
They come out wet and slimy. I'm like, I need a paper towel. I need some towels.
Yeah, you can only imagine. I'm covered in some bacteria now. Put me in a bag.
Put me in a bag.
Like, if I'm Emma, I'm shrinking and I'm fucking in someone's pocket. I'm not doing this.
It was gross as hell. But it made for a great plan. It was very fun.
Emma was the one person, by the way, who was like leaving that, and she had to turn around to look at what this looked like.
Yeah, that was
like,
wild.
But I was like, of course, Emma would be the one.
Yeah. But yeah, they all come in, and they do this. I'm skipping over some scenes, but we kind of talked about it already. But in between all this as well, Sage is. We learned that Sage was the one that hired Black Noir, the new Black Noir, to kill Doug, and then Polarity goes to get locked up in at Godolphin University, GU, and Sage is the one that then lets him out, but not before talking to him. Very interesting scene about like how she liked it when he was on his deathbed, because people are much more stronger when they have nothing to lose. That was very interesting. But I think she is just very upset and resentful for what Thomas is doing to her. And this is her, like, you know what? Godolphin's on a trajectory that I can't save him from. She's smart. She knows what's going to happen. Even if she didn't free Polarity, I think she knew Thomas was going to fail this day. This was not going to end in his success. So she's
at least Homelander probably pop in.
Exactly. Good point.
But since like Vought's gonna show up and confirm the death, it won't matter.
It won't matter at all. Good point. Yeah. So she kind of sped it along by freeing Polarity. She knew he would come in, save the day, and then I'll give it a chance for, X, Y, and Z. Godolphin was going to die, which is upsetting. And I think you can see her upset via like her talk with Polarity. But she had a great conversation with Polarity. Polarity also very well thought out arc this season. So yeah, I liked him a lot this season. But yeah, he comes in after, we see Marie fighting against the other students. Thomas is trying to use her friends against her. She's boxing. She's manipulating. It was really fun. I did love how when Thomas took control of her, just seeing I forget the name of the actress who plays Marie, but she had a great time playing Thomas, playing her. It was very funny. It was just very funny. I love when people get to act out like getting controlled by somebody else. It was just very funny.
The specific shot where Annabeth was like, "We all need to leave," and then she's like, "No, Annabeth, stay." And she did like the turn and like with the hair flip and the pose. I was like, that is the shot for me right now. That is
so
great.
Cool. It was so funny, so cool. I was like, oh shit. I also like that Annabeth came along there too. She realized that even though she can't like box, she came in there to help either way. And you were kind of right there too about her vision not coming true. When I watched it last week, I thought like her powers were eventually going to come true in some form, but they would just be like a different, like it came true, but just not the way I expected. But you were right, more so that like her visions don't always have to come true. Period.
Yeah.
So
is
that
the
was very
future
interesting.
truly set?
Exactly. Yeah. So I thought it was one way, but like her powers work in a way that's like you can't really be certain. But I think if she was able to control her powers more, they can be more certain. So yeah, it's very interesting.
I think she'll be a key element as well in like the Moreau sisters being key elements. Like Marie will have the strength, but Annabeth will have the honed precog to, if we can't get Sage on our side, I think she will be a foil to Sage to stop the tee-ups that they say. It's like a fucking game of chess.
Oh, you're saying as soon as like next in the boys?
Hopefully, if she can like hone her abilities better. I mean, obviously that doesn't have to happen, especially if we keep getting more Gen V, we can develop it there. But it would be intriguing to at least like lock in a little more to get some aid in the whole.
I'm leaning more so. Oh, sorry, say it again.
In the whole end game against Homelander.
Well, yeah. I'm leaning more so against like future Gen V than the boys. I'll get into it, but I don't think we'll see a lot of these characters in the boys season 5.
You're a fool.
Marie, I think it'll be Marie and just like
she took everybody. They're putting together a team.
Doesn't mean that they're all going to be on the call sheet for a certain episode. You know,
they're all going to be in the Avengers. That's why I titled the podcast this.
What's the title of the podcast?
Boys Assemble.
Makes a lot of sense. I get it. But yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, I like Thomas controlling her. It was a very funny scene. But yeah, and then Emma's friend takes over. I think what's the order of events here? Polarity comes in, kind of like stuns every. Oh no. Emma's friend came in to try and stop Godolkin first, right? And then that failed.
Yeah, we got at the very we were able to get all the students out through Emma's friend's control, and they got out as well. And then Marie approached and went to start tapping into Godolkin, but she wasn't quick enough, so he was able to, through the established connection of Marie letting him in, effectively opening that line, was able to take her over, and then Polarity freed her from that.
Thank you.
Then she listened to him.
Thank you. Yeah, so Polarity comes in, does like an AoE, and knocks everybody out. It was great. And then he can't control Marie. Marie's like, "Thank you very much for making me stronger," and pops his head open like a watermelon.
Yeah,
it was great.
Said that after, I think, but like
same thing. He couldn't hear her. He needed to hear that.
It's more like a spit on your grave thing.
Wow. Okay.
In a positive sense, because that movie is, oh boy, intense.
What movie are we talking about?
A Spit on Your Grave.
That's a movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like no, it's like it's in the subgenre of horror, but it's like a revenge thriller, but like the person you're getting a revenge against was for assault. Yeah, that assault. So it depended on the viewer. So of that one. But all that is to say, it's also important that like you do not thank Godolkin for making Marie stronger. Marie persevered through the trials and struggles that life hurled her way. She is stronger because of herself.
I agree 100%. It's all been all about her, and I think that's been evident throughout this season as well. And what's it called? Especially because we learned that Doug couldn't control Marie in the first place. So yeah, they all got saved. This is where things got interesting in the last few minutes here. I thought there was a lot of interesting setup for season 3 of Gen V, not necessarily the boys here, especially with Godolkin dead. There's no more Dean. They're like, we don't have to run anymore. I was literally screaming at my TV like, guys, please don't run. Your guys are good. We can't end every season with them just like season 1. We did our thing, and then we got thrown in prison, and now we're on the run. I was like, we can't just go on the run again. I felt like we just did that, like, whole storyline. We're on the run.
I think they just don't want to, like, have to, like, they were brought out of Elmira and just like, hey, present under our guidelines and you'll be fine, because they would have no doubt been under that again. So
would they though? Because my thing is, with the way the season ends, guess who says they have to stay? Polarity. I think 99% chance Polarity is the Dean in season 3. That's my head. That's my theory. I think that makes a lot of sense. He had a lot of scenes with what we thought was Cypher, but like it was Thomas Godolkin. I guess what they thought. We knew what was happening all along. But either way, through those scenes, we learned that like a lot of the people, a lot of the what do they call it? Graduating class, alumni. A lot of the alumni, they like Polarity. He's well respected in the community. He just saved the day against an evil takeover. I think he'll work as a great Dean, and that'll solve our evil Dean has to die every season thing that we're doing here. Where season 1, the Dean died. Season 2, the Dean died. Season 3, Polarity, he won't die. He's here for the long haul. So I think, and I don't think he's gonna go down some like evil arc next season. I think he'll be a good character, and then it'll make it for a very interesting season 3, where it's like, oh, who's gonna be the bad guy now that Homelander is dead? There's it'll just make for a bigger, more interesting, intimate season where it's like we'll be on our toes to figure out who's going to be the evil person. Could we know it's not the Dean? It could be Gary. But yeah, I like that a lot as well. So I think Polarity, he's staying. He's going to be the new Dean. Everybody else, though, I see what you're saying, Nathan. It makes sense. They have to run, especially now because like Homelander is still active. The government is still out for them. So they just killed the Dean. So I get it. I just didn't want them to leave. But they say their goodbyes, but not amongst each other because they all leave together. Kate, Emma, Marie, Jordan, and Sam, and Annabeth. They all leave together. They get in the Scooby van, and they leave together. End of the season, right? Credits. But no, we see Starlight come in, and A-Train, not B-Train, the A-Train came in. And yeah, that was cool. Thank you. And yeah, he's like, you guys suck at being like runaway rebellion people. So clean that shit up before y'all join us, basically.
Yeah. I do wonder, cool. That does make me intrigued of like where we're at with our team in The Boys season 5, because everybody got at the end of season 4 thanks to
Kate and Sam.
Yes. Hopefully that means they know whoever's still locked up, they know where they are, and we can go get them.
What happened to Starlight at the end? Did she just escape at the end of season 4?
I think Annie was able to escape, and I think that means Huey got taken. As well as we know Frenchie and Kimiko got taken. Kimiko can start to speak now. And Butcher's driving solo.
I'm driving solo. I think
wow, got hit with a wave.
Nostalgia hit you like a bitch.
Han Solo's dancing on the 360.
No. I think I would not be surprised if stop it. I would not be
It's the only piece of choreo I know.
If we start fucking season 5 of The Boys with Huey, them all already saved.
Huey
I
Lewis
would
in the
not
news. Sorry.
follow your own shit and leave. I'll podcast with your nephew instead.
Back to the Future, back in IMAX now. Go watch.
Go watch it. Great movie, I heard. Yeah.
1985.
Nice. I think there's a high chance Huey, Kimiko, them they're already saved. I mean, Starlight is like just chillaxing. Like, could you be chill if your husband is like gone?
Well, yeah.
Like,
True.
I don't think so, right? But maybe she is.
They're working it from the inside.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Are they just? Would they just be in normal jail because they're not soups? Like Kimiko is probably like. Do you think Kimiko's in Elmira? Or is that like an all soup prison, or is that just one regional section of the states?
I think that one regional area. I'm not sure.
You think Kimiko got deported back to her country?
Yo, knowing how this show is definitely gonna talk about like ICE and all that kind of stuff, I would not be surprised. They're really gonna dive into all that shit.
Last season was very recent election, so
yeah. So we're gonna have ICE, we're gonna have Charlie, you know what, on this esque stuff.
I don't know, because we kind of just like that life imitated that in the show already.
That's true.
They probably don't want to like. That was so big topic and had a lot of ramifications to make fun of that I don't think they'll do it because I think it's just all encompassing anyway. I mean, you wouldn't have a guy named Charlie, but they would have just like, oh, he got taken out. What a hero he was. They always do that with everyone though. It's like, but they were a hero, even if like they've like personally slighted them in the public eye, but they were a hero.
Yeah, I get that. I also we learn like these people are joining the boys. Zero chance Marie defeats Homelander, right? Zero. Not even 1, not 2. I'm not giving you 5. 0% she defeats Homelander. That's no. Don't give me that look, Nathan. No ifs, ands, or buts.
I'm blinking. I blinked.
She is not defeating
something in my eye.
No excuses.
I'm just calculating my percentage, which is at least 20. It's the final season of The Boys. They're not like he's dying this season.
Yep.
Who do you think kills it? It's just Ryan. It's boring.
It's just Ryan.
It's boring. Ryan had his chance. We have to kill him too. That's how I feel when you talk about Butcher.
Butcher's gonna hold him down, and Ryan's gonna kill him.
Butcher kills Ryan, and then himself because he can't live with it.
Jesus, that would be.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is The Boys a dark show now? Yeah. No.
It's not really the dark show, but yeah.
I've been on like such like ever since season 2. I've been like it's gonna be Ryan that takes down Homelander, but like Ryan keeps not being with us. Then I'm like I don't fucking care anymore.
Yeah. Ryan, they did a lot of shit with him last season.
I went through season 2, 3, and 4 where it was like, but he ain't with us, so will he ever be? It's like where I'm stuck at. Like you took an innocent boy and have like made him go through the infective dark side of like, well, now I have to build through a whole redemption arc for Ryan, who it shouldn't because it's literally still a child. I mean, I think he's like a teenager now.
But, I mean, I will say that like last season did do a lot to show us like how Butcher and even that one CIA lady were just not doing the right things for Ryan.
They were like Butcher himself was making great like breakthroughs with him. Like initially, he was in his head of like we got to poison this kid, but he Butcher pulled back on that. And he was just trying to connect as a dad, and it was working. And I like that stuff.
Then it went all the way back to hell when
So thematically, that would and that's the thing is like so thematically that would have worked for me on the journey of like we're gonna get Ryan to our side. He's gonna sway. He's gonna leave on his own, join us, and he will be the one to defeat Homelander. But because the season ended where Ryan is scared away to stick with Homelander and Butcher threw away his development of that.
Wait, I don't think he's sticking with Homelander last season.
I think so. Well, I think he got.
He ran away from home. I don't think he stuck with Homelander.
Well, I think he was gonna be with Butcher, but the CIA lady moved too fast and tried to take him, and she got killed because of that.
And then he dipped. Do we know where he went?
I'd have to rewatch the scene, but I also can't remember. Did Butcher blow up at Ryan in that moment, or?
I think he was upset, or he tried to be like, "Wait, Ryan, we can explain something like that." And then
I'm sure he tried. I need to watch it. I'm gonna need the fuck out of that season recap when season 5.
Me too. But I don't think he went fully back with Homelander. I don't think he's like father and son. I don't think they're doing that this season again.
Yeah, because he was very like negative. Like that was a whole like degradation mirroring with him.
Exactly.
It's like you don't get a milkshake. That was the funniest. He stole his milkshake.
So I think it's not gonna be as basic as like I hate you, Dad. Death of Homelander, but it might be all fine. I'll go 5% Marie because she's going to help him out. She's going to help out. She's going to do something of importance.
Probably pin him at least.
Pin him, maybe. Yeah, I'll say,
or at least like slow him, right? Like like a strain to move.
Yeah, like blood bending, like how people resist blood bending, like Legend of Korra. That'd be really cool. Like Marie, Ryan, Maeve's going to come back to do some. Maeve, Butcher, they're all going to come together. Starlight, it's going to be like, Power Rangers.
I really hope like A-Train has a Flash Superman situation. The fact that like the Flash is faster than Superman, so I want A-Train to beat Homelander's speed and have an upper edge in the fight.
That'd be really cool. Yeah. So I think they're all going to come together. I told you this earlier in the season. I was going to be a little bit annoyed if the Gen V crew got so wrapped up in the boys storyline, but I get it. It's a final season. I kind of acquiesced on that.
I've been saying that.
I know. I know you have. I just didn't want it to happen.
Let me take my hand.
Fuck your hand, Bob. I just want a season 3 confirmation for Gen V. Then I'll be like, I could breathe a sigh of relief. Give me the season 3 confirmation, please. A post Boys world is so interesting, or post Homelander world is so interesting to me. I need it. I love Gen V so much. I thought this was a very strong season. I think I'm curious to see how they interact in the Boys. I think we'll get like I don't know if the whole entire cast is going to be in the Boys, but we'll see. We'll see.
I think they are now.
Okay.
Like that's why like you watch like post season 1 and it's like I see why only Kate and Sam are here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it makes sense.
But now it's like, well, okay, yes, everybody.
True. Okay. That's Gen V. Great season. I can't tell if I liked it more than season 1 or not. I think they're about even.
I also like I watched these seasons once in the span of 1 to 2 years, and then
me too.
I'm on the next one, so it's hard to like reflect. I know Chase's performance for Andre last season was so wonderful, so that's always missed.
That's true. He was a bright spot, and just like watching it for the first time, like that pilot for Gen V was really good. I remember being like, "Oh wow!" Like Patrick Schwarzenegger was really good, and I was upset that he like died. But he had some great scenes in the back half there. That Sam episode with the puppets was really special as well.
Yeah,
we didn't really have anything like that this season, but
Patrick Schwarzenegger is such a talent. I want to watch him in other things. It makes me want to watch White Lotus finally.
He's one of the best parts about that White Lotus season for sure.
What else is he? Is he in another thing?
He was in Predator 2. I'm kidding. No. I don't know. I don't think so. No.
I remember I was watching the Actors Roundtable that he did with his dad. It was really good.
That's cool. I like that. But he's really good in White Lotus. He's good here. But yeah, I think season 1 has some highs, but season 2 definitely had the better villain. Hamish was just so good this season.
I think I'm finally gonna fucking jump into the Flanagan stuff because I really want to see his performance.
Watch Midnight Mass; it's so good.
Is he in any of his other projects?
No, I don't think so.
Like Hill House or Bly Manor?
He's definitely not in Hill House by Manor. He might be in a movie, but I'm not sure.
Because I think I've only seen his movies a couple. I've only seen Hush and Doctor Sleep.
Is he confirmed to be in Carrie? Let me see. Hamish, Linklater.
I recently heard about the Carrie iteration. I'm intrigued to see how that rolls. Is it a full remake or?
It's a television remake. Yeah.
Okay. When's his Exorcist thing coming?
Post Carrie, so probably 2027 now at this point.
That's still, it was really intriguing to me because it's supposed to be it's still in the continuity, but it's supposed to be its own like original level of horrific events.
So yeah, Hamish Linklater. I've discussed it with Mike Flanagan, but has he discussed it back to me? No, because look, he's made a bunch of projects, making projects all the time, not casting. I'm not going to say his character from Midnight Mass, but that'd be nice. He's the best. He's absolutely the best. I'd love to work with him again. So yeah, I don't think they've reunited since Midnight Mass. That's crazy. But yeah. Hamish Linklater is such a great actor. Just he's having a great run right now.
No fucking way. That's right. I'm looking up his filmography. I mean, he was in the 2005 Fantastic Four.
Who was he in that?
I'm now remembering he was Victor Von Doom's assistant guy.
Oh boy.
Oh
boy. Did I recognize him? Fuck, what is that?
Now that I'm thinking back to it, I recognize he was in Nickel Boys.
Nickel Boys? What?
That was last year. One of the Best Picture noms.
Oh, I'm thinking like Nickelback. I'm like, what?
Listen, I'll listen to his cover of Hero.
Hero can save us. Anyways,
I need to watch the Big Short as well. I'm just reading shit now. The Big Bold Beautiful Journey that came out recently. He's in that.
That's spoiler alert. Sorry, Josh. That's Josh's like second favorite movie of the year.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me. It's like one of my least favorite movies of the year.
Let's go, Josh Hate. It's not a podcast without Josh Hate.
I did not like it.
We love you, Josh.
I mean, that's Josh's respect. He has it very high. He likes the movie.
Yeah. Very anti-Raylo Josh.
Okay. Anyways,
I'm sorry. I'm just calling his downfall by the mass.
Sorry. Anyways, that's it on Gen V. Hour and 30 minutes. That's how we do it. That's how we like to vamp. I have some comment from our boy Jimmy Gunn.
The gun don't jam. Gun don't miss. The gun didn't jam. Is it about to jam? What's your news?
Just some stuff here and there. So this is from last week. He had a lot of conferences with a lot of streamers and stuff like that, talking about the future of the DCU. First of all, he said like,
and you're like, yeah, he's coming back to Marvel.
yeah. He said he's quitting DC. He's going back to Marvel. Guardians 4
has been greenlit. You remember that Return of Star-Lord tag? That's right. Star-Lord the movie is coming.
Oh God, I would not like a Star-Lord movie. Would you like a Star-Lord movie?
Yes, because James is great at the characterization, and that is Chris Pratt's best role he's ever done.
It is, but like, I don't know.
From a perspective of like being earthbound and leaving behind the cosmic, and like, I'm not to say like they would ever go that deep, but like, James would in a sense, maybe not like completely. There would obviously be like fun along the way. Like you're not gonna like James Gunn's never gonna make like a Logan, unless he wanted to, personally. But but he would bring like a gravitas to the emotional journey of like Quill reuniting with his home world.
Star Wars is playing retweeted you, by the way.
I saw that. You were talking And I was like scrolling because I was just like because these Borrello tweets have been popping off about Ben, and I was like, oh, it's wonderful. And I'm like swiping through notifications, and I saw the yellow circle, and I was like, I froze for a second. Go back. I was like, I went to go open it. Oh shit! It's the John Oliver tweet.
That was very funny. But yeah, so with James Gunn, he says first off, Darkseid won't be the big bad for the DCU. He says using Darkseid as the big bad now is not necessarily the thing because Zack Snyder did it so cool in his way, and because of Thanos and Marvel, it's been done before. So yeah, I think
let's speak to that for a second.
Cool.
I understand that for sure, though technically speaking, we have not tackled Thanos since 2019. It's been 6 years. By the time we were to reach Darkseid, we probably wouldn't reach him until 2030, at the earliest. I understand what he's also saying about Zack Snyder, even though technically speaking, we didn't completely get there. We got a cool flashback, and we got to stare down through a portal, which for like a first like Justice League installment, that's a really good tee up. Again, I'm a big fan of Zack's.
Zack was going to cook. Zack was going to cook with Darkseid. Yeah.
They're literally, other than the potential Bruce Lois romance that I'm not fond of that storyline. Everything else I was in like Justice League 3, I think, like post death of Clark, Bruce and Lois were gonna end up together, have a child and a super child.
Okay.
I think Clark's child. Yeah, it is Clark's child because that's teed up, but raised under Bruce.
Anyway,
I'm not about that, but everything else.
Ignore that. I never heard of
that. That he was going for it. Everything else, I was all in on that. I am also of a point now where I'm like, if they ever wanted to do like a limited graphic novel run of his original plans, I think that would be wonderful to see.
Yeah, Zack Snyder, what was the other Snyder guy? That Scott Snyder. Call Scott Snyder to write that stuff for you. He's a great writer. But yeah. So what do you think about this? So you're saying like you still would like this? I think this works as like Darkseid not being a thing. It kind of reminds me of like what Kevin Feige is doing with the X-Men, where he's like, I don't want to do Apocalypse already.
Sure.
Like,
I think it's smart to know like what your heaviest hitters are and like how sprawling they can be. It's like, I know we're retroactively, like Kevin has said, like, oh, we realized Kang isn't Thanos. Like, he was gonna be if you let him, if you recast. But I can also see very much, it's like, you look at Marvel and it's like, we're not doing Thanos on phase 1. Clearly not. You could like build him up, but we're gonna have like other threats for the Avengers phase first. Loki was a great starter villain. Ultron, admittedly pulling from source material, should be as big as the Thanos event. Like Age of Ultron is, like that itself can be a 2-part thing. But hopefully we can get like a new iteration of Ultron post reset for Marvel moving forward. That would be fun. But they played it correctly in saving Thanos and the whole idea of the Infinity Gauntlet for later, because that's pulling from the entire Marvel universe being affected by it. So I think when we come to the DC universe, which we're still actively building, we'll have so much built out, not just from like a main Justice League, but because we have such things breaking out with like Team Peacemaker and Checkmate and the Creature Commandos and all these different subsections, the Lanterns and everything that we still haven't even gotten to, the Authority and whatnot and what have you, that once all of those are laid down for the groundwork of all of like, and so you don't have to bounce like this multiverse DC to do a full Crisis. It should be like, hey, we have so much here already in our own Earth that when Darkseid faces that, that's going to be like a whole can of worms. Like, we are all coming together and we still are struggling.
I agree. Yeah, I think Darkseid works as like the beginning or like the end of like the second phase. Like you said, when everything's getting set up, when we get the whole thing running with our current reign of like heroes, stuff like that. Because it is crazy to think like we are only in the first year. It's kind of wild to even think about it because James is moving so fast with like Supergirl, Man of Tomorrow is getting ready to film next year. Like it's crazy. But I'm with you. So this being said, Nathan, do you think there is going to be, if the whole gods and monsters thing is still even a thing, is there going to be a main villain for this first phase? Like at the end by 2030, is there going to be a main person that like Batman, Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Superman are going to have to fight? Because if we are getting Brainiac already in Man of Tomorrow too, so
yeah, that is a question. Because initially I was gonna pose to you like, who do we think is going to be the first initial big bad? But like, there's also the question of like, when do we get a Justice League?
Yeah.
That's kind of like its own thing, because we'd need like a threat great enough to have all of the Justice League come together. I like the idea of doing like the small buildup of like, we have like these different corners of DC, and it's not like a clear cut thing of like when you look at the phase 1 of Marvel and it's like, here's a standalone hero from the Avengers, standalone, bring them together. This is like, okay, we got Superman, and granted we're getting like a lot of Kryptonian stuff, but going out to Supergirl and then presumably pairing them together with something like Man of Tomorrow. We have a whole thing, like we said, like Creature Commandos. It's animated, but it's going to factor into live action eventually. Peacemaker being so out there mentally to a lot of people's viewpoint, and then it's teeing up a big cosmic multiverse thing that's going to be a greater effect with stuff like Man of Tomorrow and whatnot. It means that like every property they have is going to be a tee-up player. So also considering the idea that this is the chapter of Gods and Monsters, are we just kind of like building up the individual layers of this world first before actually marching towards the idea of like, okay, now we're going to construct the team? Because there is like that pseudo thing with the Justice Gang, because it's very clear like we're leading to the Hall of Justice, but it's not the Justice League yet, and we're still functioning under Maxwell Lord, and it's very corporate and not very heroic as it should
be. That's a good point. We might not get like, solo movie Avengers. That might not be the way James is rolling with it. Because
honestly, sorry to cut you off. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if like the first initial phase isn't just like we're building up to have the great face-off, but rather building up to the wider hero reflection of like, okay, no, let me not do this because it's good for corporation, like the boys or something. Let me do it because saving people is right. Like have that reflection with Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl, which they already kind of are in seeing how much Clark was persevering as Superman. He's just doing it because he's trying to do good and save people. Like, let me step back away from this corporate side and let me self-assess.
I think that would definitely be the case in Man of Tomorrow. And I think that's something James has set up now with Peacemaker, where, and I guess at the end of Superman, but to a lesser extent. Like, I didn't walk out of Superman thinking this, but like the viewpoint on metahumans is pretty low right now. And I didn't think of that. I don't think Superman handled that well, or nor do I think it was supposed to. But like, Hawkgirl killed a leader of a foreign country in cold blood. Not great. Now in Peacemaker, what Rick Flag is telling us is that like metahumans are going off half-cocked, doing what like Superman did in Superman, which was already discussed. It was a big plot point. But then what Hawkgirl did, and apparently he says people are escaping, their prisons, which we haven't seen, but we'll take his word for it, whatever. With the essence of salvation being a huge thing going on now, and salvation in the comics, we see a lot of villains, going there as well. But I just think what we're going to be seeing here is twofold. We're going to see the rise in metahumans being looked upon better is going to be happening in society, because right now we're at a low point. So I think it has to like hit a low point through Salvation and Man of Tomorrow, especially with Lex Luthor, who is in support of Salvation, being a big part of Man of Tomorrow, 50% of Man of Tomorrow. And then we'll see like the rise of like metahuman acknowledgement, and that'll create like, that positivity will coincide with like our first Batman movie, our first Wonder Woman movie. And I think a lot of this stuff is just going to include not an Avengers, but just like I could see the last one just being, if Man of Tomorrow is going to be Superman and Lex, I can see us building up just to a Holy Trinity movie, like just Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman all coming together. And that kind of coinciding with like the Justice Gang, like you've been saying as well. Like, I don't know if they're all going to come together to fight one single like big bad, but just like I could see them just like the essence of them just coming together to fight a simple threat. I don't think it's going to be one overarching like Thanos like villain.
Yeah, and I think that will also service to the point I was making, like the idea that Superman inspires in others. Like I think it's very clear, like you showcasing of just being the person that is so heroic. You'll get like the core Justice League heroes stepping up into the spotlight, doing more of that, and it'll be more reflection. Like I think that's going to be a big thing when Lanterns happens. John Stewart, I think, is going to take like a major stage of being a very heroic Green Lantern, and that'll affect Guy Gardner to be like, oh, really take a look at yourself, like comparatively to what you could be doing with your powers versus what you are doing.
For sure.
So I think that you'll see greater things like that, and that's an awesome thing to get even more like emotionally attached to the Justice League. Seeing that in like when Wonder Woman comes about, even Batman, because I imagine we're going to get more pulpy with this iteration of Batman if we're not doing Pattinson. But even then, I played the case for Pattinson since the end of the Batman has him more in the daylight and people clinging to him for safety. These different perspectives will trickle down to the greater heroes of the DCU.
Yeah, I fully agree. I'm also on the Pattinson stuff. I wonder if I have the comment in my bookmarks here. Does not seem like it, but I read somewhere that the Batman Part 2 takes place only like a week or two after the end of the Penguin. And that'll track as well with like if they still want to keep Pattinson, if they want to keep Pattinson, we can just be like the whole Batman trilogy, Matt Reeves trilogy, takes place in the course of a year or two. Like if Batman Part 2 takes place the winter of the Batman, and then it's just like Batman Part 3 can take place a year later. Like it can take place within the span of 2 years. That could be like his past arc, and then the present day can be like his, still got Pattinson, and it can be his present day arc, which is more pulpy or whatever.
It's still amusing because they're like, we want an older Batman. And it's like, well, Pattinson's 39 now.
Yeah,
so you can have that.
He'll be like 48, 47 by the time if we do ever get a Part 3.
It's so funny because like I'm pretty sure Bruce is like 28 in the Batman.
Right? Yeah, so funny. And it's funny for Adam too. Some of the return of Ben Solo, because Adam's getting older too. It's just like, does he age? Does Ben Solo age in the Robotin world, wherever he is?
Honestly, that'd
be fun.
I always had the feeling that like I thought Adam looks younger in Star Wars versus his other roles, but
he does. Yeah.
All in all, when I look at the shots of Ben Solo in Tross, and then I look at him in like Clean Cut and Marriage Story as well, I'm like, it's pretty the same. It's not too big of a jump for me. And I think you can obviously just like slight makeup touch-ups. Like he's not an old man. Like Adam's plenty like youthful enough to pull it off.
Yeah, for sure, 1,000%.
Because Ben is 29 anyway. It's fine.
Yeah. Some other James Gunn comments. He has discussed Constantine 2 with Keanu Reeves, but has not read a script yet. I've discussed it on and off. I've discussed it with Keanu, but I have not read any script yet. This is just for me saying I have still not watched ever Constantine.
I think that should go on the commentaries. If it's not,
put it on the wheel, Nathan.
Yeah, I'm gonna rig the wheel. Delightful news. I really enjoy the first Constantine movie. In essence, this obviously has to be in Elseworlds because Keanu's already like an older gentleman, and like you can't have like the long runningness probably. Even then, it's very clear to people who are fans of Constantine in the comics that the movie is so vastly different from the source material, but because it's also stylistically so cool and a great time, it gets a pass a lot of the time because this is just being an Elseworld type of thing. It's a hell of a time. It's a blast. So to see a sequel, for sure, this can't be the main Constantine that we have. We would need a more comic accurate one, like they did on CW and whatnot. But this is a great time. Keanu's such a blast to watch in anything. I think we have his he plays to his strengths, right? Keanu has a certain cadence to him, which plays well in characters like Neo and John Wick and whatnot. Bill and Ted when he's like extra silly. And Constantine has that great attitude of just like he fights demons, but it feels like he's clocking in on a 9 to 5, like he's over this shit. like years ago, he's over this, but it's all for a greater purpose, for self-interest that arcs into the preservation of others. It's all very biblical and very impactful in terms of both spectacle and character growth. So to see where that character is years later is very promising and exciting. I very much want to see this, and Keanu's wanted to do it for some time too. I remember a couple years now. It seemed like there was rumblings of this going into potential production, but then like everything's radio silent. So the idea of it moving forward now is very exciting, and I very much look forward to it.
Yeah, I wonder, just from an outside point of view, it's like it's very hard to do a sequel to a movie that I don't know how the first one behaved at the box office, but probably wasn't the biggest hit. They would have to like symbolize that this is just like a reboot or a requel in some kind of way, and keep the budget very low. I wonder what the first budget for Constantine was, but because it's Elseworlds, I think it's important for James Gunn as like DC, Warner Brothers on like the not doing so high, it might get sold off. You never really know. So I think it's important for James Gunn to like prioritize these Elseworlds of having a low budget. So I wonder what Clayface, the budget for that is as well, because that might symbolize like what James Gunn is going for with these Elseworlds movies, just so they can get like a bigger profit. Because like Clayface, Constantine, I know he wants to do a Swamp Thing in the future. Like those are like kind of hard sells for like a regular audience. So I am curious, but I'm definitely on board for it.
Yeah. So the original Constantine film in 2005 had a production cost of $100 million.
Wow, in 2005.
Yeah. And its global performance was $230.9 million.
Okay, that's okay.
So,
not great,
so
but like
it's I guess like it's probably about even with the marketing and whatnot rule, but I think it's interesting, right? Because I think if it did as well as you'd hope, there probably would have been a sequel already. But I think we're also in a better sense for it to have a sequel now for multiple reasons. Keanu is very popular in the modern day right now. The character of Constantine maybe was a little, superhero products at the time, like films at the time, were very, like we're doing superhero stuff, but you can't go too wacky. Like the MCU has been able to establish itself to where like you could do anything now, and it's like okay. And I think that's helped in the modern day now that like superhero properties have gone so far out there that basically you can do whatever comic booky thing you want, and it's pretty acceptable. Superman especially is pretty wacky at times, and it's very well received. So when it comes to something like Constantine, where you're primarily fighting demons and you have like the biblical angles and like the imagery between heaven and hell, I don't know how prominent something like that was in popularity circa 2005, because they're just pulling from source material that they have. But in the modern day, I see so much stuff that plays into biblical stuff. When you look at like Amazon's show Good Omens, I'm constantly praising Netflix's Lucifer. Very popular animations, Hazbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss are popping off from YouTube to getting full production deals with Amazon A24, things like that. And the popularity of horror in and of itself, I think is at a pretty great high right now. So taking those horror thematic elements, plugging it all together with Keanu in the realm of DC and whatnot, and maybe even like the ability to expand to other DC property characteristics, pulls if you were allowed to, I think tease it up to have a much greater success today than it would have back in like 2008 or something if it came out.
I agree. That's a lot of great points. Yeah, I think it could be successful. They just got to ring in on that, like the Keanu hype, the Keanu love. We all love Keanu.
And relatively speaking, every actor that was in the original is definitely still around. Like, it is a great original cast. Rachel Weisz is like the co-lead of that film with them.
Is she? That's awesome.
Yeah, she's great. Tilda Swinton is in it as well. Jaimin Hunsu is a great featured role in it as well. And is it? I'm trying to make sure I get. Is it Peter Serafinowicz? Is that what I'm thinking about?
Sure. Yes.
Let me look him up. Nope, that's a different guy. Who's we saw him in. He's in the opening of John Wick 2. And he's also in Lost World Jurassic Park. Peter Stormare, right?
Oh yeah.
He plays Lucifer in Constantine, and he's a great performance because it's not just like a clean cut guy in a suit. At presentation it is, but you really get like the sense of like an otherworldly, like icky grime with his character because he's literally from hell, and you get that feeling just from his presentation. You'd have to see it, but it works so well. So like all these different types of, you could very much still bring the cast all together again if they want to do it.
Yeah, that's really cool. I would love that so much. Another thing, two things from Brave and the Bold here. James Gunn says there have been many changes with the Brave and the Bold that were not originally planned. On top of that, Andy Muschietti came out doing press for Welcome to Derry, which had a very good episode 1, by the way. I liked that episode 1.
Still gotta watch. Should we start covering that next week?
We could. I would love to. Yeah, we could do that. Andy and Barbara Muschietti on the status of Brave and the Bold. And Barbara is his wife. He said, when asked if the film was still in development, Barbara Muschietti said, the intention is yes, but we can't talk about it. Andy added, we need to wait a few months before we can start talking about the project. I think I've already said too much. So people are like, is he saying like they can't talk about it because he's not on board anymore?
His wording there makes it sound like he is on board.
Right? I think it's the opposite, exactly. And then again, there have been many changes with the Brave and the Bold that were not originally planned. James got into that himself. People say this, automatically this means no more Damien. I think people just really don't want Damien to be in the first movie, but I think that's just people like hope addicting. It could literally mean anything.
Yeah, I don't want Damien yet. I mean, I want to, because that just means you have an entire Bat family, which they want, but like already established. But I want to. It's not just getting to know the Bat family themselves, but I want to see Bruce's growth from isolation to building out that family. Like Dick Grayson is that gateway into more. The idea of skipping over, like, I know it's insane that there are so many Robins, but having your first Robin that is ultimately your greatest like image of the successor of Batman that you want to be, the tragedy of losing Jason Todd and ultimately the resurrection and the their turmoil between that and the three-way triangle between that and the Joker.
Real quick, isn't it crazy how we haven't gotten like the death of Robin in live action? Like,
yeah,
that's
it was
pretty crazy.
At most, like Snyder alluded to it, but that was never touched upon. Even in like anything that he's done in like flash forward or flashback and like dreams that Bruce has had, nothing touching Robin.
Like Kevin Feige would have done that shit at phase 2. Like That was their Bucky Winter Soldier moment, like
Red Hood.
We need that to happen, like, and not just in the flashback. But that's also very hard because DC is different from Marvel. And are we gonna have one movie that's all about not Tim Drake, Dick Grayson, and then do Jason Todd, and then like it takes a long time to do all that kind of stuff. It's hard to adapt.
Yeah, that would be like 20 years of Batman story to do.
Right? It's like, how do you do that through movies and TV? And it's
because and they won't want to stop there. Like, okay, that's 3 Robins. Like, if you include Tim Drake, and then you get to Damian, it's like, well, you're probably going to want to have Barbara Gordon for Batgirl, and I'm sure there'll be a Batwoman out there, and also Cassandra Cain.
And if people like Dick Grayson, they're going to want another movie with Dick Grayson, and then it's going to delay things.
Yeah.
What?
And then you have it is funny, like they're doing like this cross animation live action puppet Robin movie, but like I feel like you not like that's like creatively that sounds amazing, but I feel like if you were to like move with a property with them, like wouldn't you want to have like a Nightwing and Red Hood movie?
That would be really, really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also a fan of like Batgirl, and I also one of my favorite DC characters is Cassandra Cain. Are we ever going to get her in live action again? We kind of got her in Birds of Prey, but I want Cassandra Cain to be, the Batgirl. I love her. So.
And I can't really speak to the success of the story for Gotham Knights when that game came out, but the premise of what the Bat family does post the death of Bruce Wayne also sounds interesting to me. Like, I was recently revisiting stuff for the Dark Knight trilogy and how they were setting up Joseph Gordon-Levitt taking over Christian Bale in that continuity. And it's really intriguing, like how involved that detailed setup is to make the realistic tee up of a Nightwing taking over Gotham. But yeah, I feel like you would want to have that experience, like you grow with a Batman who grows with his young wards, that then when you do reach a point where Batman is no more, like the idea of he's Dick Grayson is Nightwing for a time, but then he also does become Batman too, in a continuity, and still having established characters like Red Hood and having young characters like Damian Wayne be left without a father, but has the parental guidance of someone like Dick Grayson, which is great stuff in the comics as well currently.
So you're saying in the future, Dick Grayson could be the next Batman, kind of like a Miles Morales to Peter Parker?
Yeah, for sure. But I think it also like I don't think you should start off with like a full established Bat family. Like building it out works in the favor of Bruce's character throughout, especially if you want the DCU to grow far past a Batman that would ultimately get too old. Like, what do you have to go for? It's like, we did a Dark Knight Returns and that's all. Like, you would want to like continue past that if you have a successful universe. Marvel has been, continuing as the best they can. And granted, they're about to do resets, but I feel like DC is like also a place where like you don't have to build toward a reset. You could just have a wider developing thing.
Yeah, just do it. Yeah, it's very interesting. I guess we'll learn sometime next year because we're gonna have to see what's next. But yeah, just once again, we were talking about earlier, like when they could even do these big event movies. 2025 Superman, 2026 Supergirl, 2027 Man of Tomorrow. Yeah. 2028 has to be one of Wonder Woman or Batman.
Yeah.
2027 also getting the Batman Part 2. So I can see 2028 being, hopefully, in the most ideal world, we get Wonder Woman and Batman that year. I know Teen Titans is already in development as well. Yeah. So one of those three is happening in 2028. Batman, Teen Titans, Wonder Woman. One of those three, or two of those three, guaranteed for 2028.
Yeah, how soon do you think we would get to a point where DC's putting out 2 movies a year?
I guess the first one is 2027. Are 2 DCU movies or DC and Elseworlds? Because 2027 we're getting Batman Part 2 and Man of Tomorrow. within a few months of each other.
DCU.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they should be comfortable with it by 2028. They should be.
Yeah.
They just it's that simple.
It's honestly like an interesting retrospect to think like when Marvel was doing as well. Like they kicked off with 2, with Iron Man and Hulk, and then Iron Man 2 got a solo year. Cap and Thor shared a year. Avengers was by itself, and then they started doing primarily 2 every year, and until it became 3, and then a little bit more.
Was Avengers the only movie in 2012 for Marvel?
Yeah, and then Amazing Spider-Man is in July after that, but it's not a part of it.
That's crazy. I didn't think they did that. I'm so used to having like 2 movies a year for them.
Yeah, and then like at that point, like they have a sequel city hits on their hands. They do Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, and then they do Cap, and then it's like, oh, we're gonna throw in Guardians. Will this work? It did. Here's an Avengers film, and then we'll slip Ant-Man under there. Oh, that worked too cool. Like it's very like have a certified hit and something new.
Yeah. Phase 3, man, what a time.
Yeah, triple threat.
Now they're doing 3 movies a year, and that's slowing it down. I mean, at least they are really slowing it down with like Doomsday and Secret Wars being the only 2 next movies. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, doing 1 to 2 movies a year recently.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So I guess we'll just wait on our hand for Brave and the Bold. What's going to happen with that? What happened with that? But yeah,
it's funny. I'm excited for the greater DCU, but like presently, my whole involvement is just Superman and Kryptonian stuff, which isn't terrible, but it is interesting to like. We know we're building out a universe. We know Lanterns is coming. I just watched Peacemaker, but they also are doing a really good job of like whether it is Superman or Peacemaker that like whatever the main hero is I'm watching, I'm not watching for like how is it connecting to the wider world. I'm watching like what is this character about to go through because I care so much.
I agree. Speaking of Superman, they say reshoots for Supergirl are currently taking place and are expected to last 2 weeks. David Cornsweet as Superman is likely to be involved. This is from Daniel or PK. So take it with a grain of salt. It's a rumor, but I can see it happening. I can see him being in there.
Yeah, all that sounds. Yeah, I'm thinking the same capacity that Supergirl's in Superman.
Yeah, like one scene.
Little tail end. Yeah, whether that's humorous or teeing up a larger like I need your help thing, either works. Also, it being
putting together a team,
right, and it only being a 2-week shoot, that's not so bad. We're still a ways out from Supergirl. That whatever is filmed in a matter of 2 weeks, I don't think it's going to be anything terrible on the VFX team, who has been working for quite some time on the VFX already. So I think we're still in plenty safe. Like if anything, this just sounds like we planned for there to be reshoots. We are doing them. Everything's on track.
I agree, and people are excited. You're not seeing people in the tweets being like, "Reshoots! Oh my God,
it's over before it even begins."
Yeah, so this is natural. Like you said, 2 weeks is very short. This is just like touch-up stuff. They did confirm as well. IMAX came out with their 2026 and 2027 schedule. Supergirl is confirmed for IMAX 2026, baby. Nice. Before the Odyssey takes it over and dominates the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for Supergirl again in that. Also, Beyond the Spider-Verse was also confirmed for IMAX in 2027.
Right on. I think I might have heard rumblings that that Brand New Day might not be in IMAX, and I'm like,
it won't.
Hope not.
Because Brand New Day takes place 2 weeks after the Odyssey, and the Odyssey has IMAX for like at least a month confirmed. So
I'm salty.
So yeah,
that's just the bias of me wanting to see web swinging as big as possible. Because especially if we're going back to traditional wide building web swinging,
I know.
Dolby's good, but like, god damn it, that IMAX screen I want so bad.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to resort to Dolby. Maybe it will come out like in the fall or something when IMAX isn't as like stacked, where they can be like, hey, here's an IMAX re-release of Brand New Day. That'd be fun.
Well, sometimes when you have IMAX releases close together, they'll at least my theater will do this, where it'll play like here's 2 designated show times for the previous, and here's 2 for the new. And honestly, I feel like by like the 3-week mark of Odyssey playing in IMAX, I feel like it's not terrible if you give it 2 or 3 show times a day, and Spider-Man gets the other 2 to 3, and like co-op it.
I wouldn't mind that either. Let me see the exact date again. So yeah, I know Brand New Day is the 31st, but yeah, the Odyssey is the 17th. So yeah.
Just speaking of like the idea of people who are committed to wanting to experience the Odyssey in IMAX, I think first off they'll be there for its first couple weeks, and people who will still hear word of mouth of seeing it in that way, I don't think it's going to hurt if you decide to play the Odyssey at say like an 11 a.m. and a 10 p.m. slot for the IMAX. I think people are still by that time wanting to see it that way. Will make the time day or night to do that, and Spider-Man can be in its commercial productivity of being like 2 p.m., 5 p.m., 8 p.m. You know,
I totally agree. And looking at the schedule, IMAX is stacked into like July 1st is Minions 3. I know you're stacked for that. That's your favorite movie of the year.
Why is it in IMAX? Like I support animation, but I'm also like it's Minions. Like
that's the movie. I agree. That's the movie that does not need to be IMAX, but whatever. July 10th, Moana IMAX. Let's go.
Right. Was that the live action?
Live action, yeah. And then July 17th, The Odyssey. And from July 17th all the way to August 14th is The Odyssey. The Odyssey, or Flower Vale Street is the next one, August 14th. I have no idea what that movie is.
Sorry.
Is it your bedtime?
No, this is Facebook. That's why I always have my ringer off forever. But then recently I got a new ringtone, so now I'm just enjoying.
Oh, it is. I just figured out Tom Cruise's next movie with Alexandra Inarritu is also getting an IMAX release on October 2nd. I can't wait for that.
What is that?
It's about that. It's an original movie where Tom Cruise is like, is he the only person left in the world? No, he's like one of the most popular people in the world. Something along that, where he's like either the most popular or only man left alive. Something like that.
He's the most popular, and that's why he feels so isolated.
Maybe, but something along those lines. I'm butchering it, but it's an original take from Inarritu, who his last 2 movies, The Revenant and Birdman, were huge successes. So
yeah. When is Tom doing his musical?
I need it bad.
I really like what he did in Rock of Ages. He can sing.
And speaking of having IMAX at the same time, at the end of the year, December 18th, Avengers and Dune are confirmed to be in IMAX. December 18th for both of them. One of them is moving. I don't believe it.
Who's shocked? Oh, wait. Sorry. Yes. You said Dune and Avengers?
Yeah.
Dune's moving.
I don't want it to, but I feel like it will be. I want it to come out next, like, because there's no.
Look,
there's no way
I love both my children. I love both my children.
Don't do this.
But it's very clear
who's
better at the sport. That sounds mean. I'm trying to make an allegory live, but I think comparatively, marketably,
watch what you're saying, Nathan. Watch what you're fucking saying.
Like, I love Dune, and I love Dune 2 astronomically, and Dune 2 did very well in March.
But I know.
Am I going to the desert for Christmas? I don't know.
I mean, I would see Dune 3 before Avengers Doomsday. But
this is where we differ. I will see them both. Like, if they're playing at the same time, I will go. Like, there was a point where it was like John Wick 4 and Matrix 4 opening the same day, and I'll be there for both. But that didn't happen.
If they were playing on the same day, which would you have seen first, Matrix 4 or John Wick 4?
That depends on the show times of the formats.
Well, if you had all things available to you, what would you see first?
It's weird because I've seen them both. Because I've seen them both now.
That's true. Now you've seen them both. Like, I mean, yeah, like John Wick 4 is the better movie in my opinion, but
John Wick 4 stylistically is better for me, but like personal like love story angle, Matrix has me.
True.
But Keanu delivers for me on both, so they both are a good 1-2 punch. there's a world where you have to pick like one's IMAX, one Dolby, and I'd probably put John Wick in the Dolby.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I know Dune doesn't want to move up. That's not Denise's thing. Like, hey, I'm moving up, baby. It's like, no. Yeah, I can see him.
I mean, maybe it'll make it.
I would love that. Like, if he was like, you know what, we'll hit fucking November. Fuck it. But November has Narnia, which is like, I don't know how big of a movie that's going to be. But
that feels like something I think Narnia would be pretty successful in a Christmas setting, if it has that wintry aesthetic like Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe did.
I think Thanksgiving works just as well. I think.
I mean, that's a great release because it bleeds into Christmas time. But then Avengers is here, and so is Dune. Dune just doesn't feel like holiday setting to me. You know,
Dune can come out fucking August. I don't give a shit.
I think Dune, like if I'm to like assign a holiday era for Dune, I think October would be my pick.
That would be my pick too. Yeah, but that's when Street Fighter comes out.
Street Fighter can move.
Street Fighter can definitely move. Yeah,
I feel like that. I think that would be the domino effect. It's like Dune is moved up to October, and Street Fighter is like, we can wait.
I would scream for joy. I would go on this podcast naked. If that happens.
You will delete my channel. You know, I got a copyright strike the other day.
For what I say, what I do, what did you do?
Not for you, no, but I did get one.
Why? Well, you just can leave it like that.
Yeah, I made like a YouTube short that like made an acapella version of an officially released clip for a show that Amazon has, but Amazon identified it as a separate leak that someone had done for some other clip, which wasn't me, but I knew last time I got copyright struck was also through Amazon, and it was because we watched the 45-second Spider-Man Noir clip that they ended up dropping anyway, but they still identified it for a leak. So I tried to push it like it's fair use, and they were like, "Ha, stab! You've been struck." So that's why I was like, "All right, you could just leave this deleted. I'll just stop covering Amazon."
Yeah, Amazon can suck a bag of eggs. Anyways.
And he does not suck eggs.
James Gunn says Man of Tomorrow will be different, or will feel different from Superman as much of. Wait, let me read this again. James Gunn says Man of Tomorrow will feel different from Superman as much of it will be told from Lex Luthor's perspective. Kind of already knew that, but that's fun.
So, like, obviously they're co-leading, but like, we're gonna get equal insight, is what he's saying.
Yeah, it's like we'll get scenes. Like we got scenes from Lex Luthor in Man of Tomorrow and Superman, but it was just like your villain stuff. But I assume that this is just like Lex wakes up and it's like he's a dual protagonist.
Lex to Clark was very like a 25-75.
Yeah.
But yeah, this being 50-50, that makes it more exciting. It doesn't completely destroy the idea of like this being a Lex Luthor movie. It's a Superman movie and a Lex Luthor movie, and they will get equal presentation.
Man of Tomorrow refers to both of them for sure.
Yeah.
He also, lastly, he says James Gunn says he finds Jack Kirby's New Gods fascinating, and they will play around with it. They will be introduced in Mr. Miracle animated series, which he has the screenplay for but has not read yet. People forget, like, for the future animated series, they talked about like that one Green Lantern, Jessica Cruz, I think, animated series that they were doing in the style of like My Adventure with Superman, that kind of stuff.
Ooh, yeah, wasn't there an image?
But that was not canon. That was going to be in the Road of My Adventure with Superman, I think.
Okay.
But then the New Gods one is going to be canon to the DCU, I think, and it's animated. Hopefully they clarify some of that. But yeah. Because I remember that being announced sometime last year.
Someone call Ava.
Oh, yeah, Ava DuVernay. Yeah, they did her dirty with that. Yeah,
I'm sure. Like, if we have like a clear cut path, like, no, we're actually going to do this for real. I'm sure she'd be like, yeah, let me jump back in. I want
New Gods. New Gods seems so weird. I never got into it, but I would have loved to see it.
I don't completely know what all New Gods is about. I do know Darkseid is a part of it. So the idea of we're not Do you think it would be a thing where like they would do New God stuff where like we will establish the character of Darkseid, but like not as like the coming storm, not as the coming threat?
I would love that. That'd be a different take. That'd be a different route. I would love that. Yeah. That's about it from the
That's
DC.
Everything? Yeah. DC. Any
I have some Marvel stuff. I feel like your arm's ready to click on the Marvel. I know
what? Where's my
quick,
Marvel news?
Real quick here. Let's see. The first trailer for A Brand New Day coming before Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Okay, let me just chat on that for a second.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd buy it. I don't know if I'm going to get a look at both Spider-Man and Doomsday now. Like,
we have 2 months.
What do you mean? I mean, I know they've both been filming, and I know like you could pull a James Gunn Guardians Comic-Con trailer, but I don't buy it. Especially if they want to have like a finished effects of some sort. I mean, I guess if you, I don't know. I don't buy the practical sets of Doomsday to be enough.
I think Doomsday can definitely. As weird as it sounds, I think Doomsday can definitely make it before Spider-Man.
I could see because
Doomsday they've been filming since the summertime. So
yeah, and the Thunderbolts post credits is Doomsday set and costuming. That is that.
You don't need much for a teaser trailer that's coming out. Again, this is coming out a year from now. Doomsday is. By the time we get the trailer, all you have to do is show glimpses of your Thunderbolts, your X-Men, and your new heroes in a new setting. Boom, $1 billion right there. It's like Shang-Chi talking to fucking Mr. Magneto and all that. Wow, this is crazy.
Evan, you could literally just have, an emotional orchestral track with a narration, glances from heroes, and just a teasing shot of Doom, like not even like full frontal shot, just like a teasing like from behind or a hint of the mask.
Don't give us a full costume shot. It's about time we get a full costume shot.
Well, I don't know, it's a teaser. It depends. But you could literally just have those small elements. You don't even see heroes doing their power. It's just like a glance of like horror or shock or determination, whatever it be, all plugged into just leading to a glimpse of Doom. And that trailer's breaking online.
Yeah. You can do the first teaser trailer in December, the next official trailer in like April?
Sure.
But by then they have to coincide with Spider-Man Homecoming or Spider-Man Brand New Day teasers as well.
You could do it, and then you could have the final trailer play in front of Brand New Day.
Spider-Man can start in February, to be honest, if it's going out in the summertime.
I think so.
Spider-Man
July
31st. Spider-Man, we've seen from stuff. We know they filmed in New York already, or they filmed their New York scenes already. Yeah. Some of them, like see him doing the whole tank battle sequence, make it a 60-second teaser trailer, and that's it.
They have a number of things, from what I know they have right now. There's plenty of sequences. They have that whole tank chase. I think they've filmed stuff for the Prison Break with Scorpion. They have stuff filmed with Mark Ruffalo now. I don't know if you're gonna have Hulk stuff, but Hulk, Bruce is on a stretcher.
Maybe just chill now.
Yeah, I'm sure you could easily get shots of Frank Castle
easily.
And Sadie Sink is filming now, and I think they filmed some stuff at a graveyard for Peter. So there's an emotional hook through line in, probably stuff in May.
Tank, emotional hook. This could be 45, 60 seconds, and then people will be sad. People will lose their minds just to see him swinging through New York.
Yeah,
in a new suit. That's all we really need.
It can also be it could be a 45-second
that Amazing Spider-Man one where it's boom.
That's so good. So I told you I was doing the fun Spider-Man project I'm editing, and I was putting stuff together, and I was like, what if I just used that fucking shot? But I went to go grab it from the trailer, and I was like, oh, these effects are only 80% there. And I was trying to match the physical look, and like you can't. As much as I want to, like it's not done, but it would be a cool idea. But yeah, like you could do like what Nolan does, which is like the trailers are done, like you're heading into the IMAX countdown, and it's like, but here's a quick blip.
Yeah, that Odyssey trailer, that teaser trailer is so good. Like, what is it, like 45 seconds? But
it's probably like a good minute, maybe like 90 seconds.
That's 90 seconds? I guess,
maybe. I'll give it like between a minute to a minute 90. That trailer never came out, right? Online.
Did it not?
Well, I don't think so.
Odyssey trailer.
It's been playing since Jurassic World Rebirth.
It hasn't. Somebody has like a leaked, but it's like 36 seconds.
I think it stopped though. I think it stopped playing because it didn't play in front of Tron for me.
Interesting. All these AI. Ew. I don't see AI Tom Holland. This is weird.
It's so bad how like
so bad.
These quote fan trailers can just so easily make a fake AI thumbnail that's like, oh shit, that's not a recycled shot, but it's AI.
That's gross. But yeah, I think somebody said like 36 to 40 seconds there. But either way, like I would love it. So I think they do have room for Spider-Man, but yeah, you're right. Like, but Trailer Track is reporting this. They're not usually that wrong.
I've followed Trailer Track for years. He's great.
So
I remember when they left and came back.
I'm glad.
Hallelujah.
So that's that. Charlie Cox say he will not return as Daredevil in Brand New Day. I know they all think I'm in Spider-Man because I was filming something in London at the same time, which I am not. I am not in Spider-Man. Nathan, you think he's doing the eyebrow? You think he's in it? Okay. Something wrong with your eyes, or you just
yeah.
I'll take his word for it. Fuck it. I don't think he's in it. Fuck it. I believe you, Charlie Cox. And if you're lying to me, you're a good liar.
I believe.
I didn't watch the video, but I just watched the quote.
I believe Andrew when he says he's not in Doomsday right now. I believe that.
That's true. Yeah.
Granted, he could say anything now in like a pissed off tone. I would be like, okay, I don't need to keep pressing this man. But with Charlie, I think he very much is going to be a tiny bit in it. I don't think he's going to be like as big as Frank is, but I think he'll have a serviceable, maybe like one scene where there's actual like dialogue, like in costume, about as long as the No Way Home scene was, but like it'll establish their connectivity. So when another Spider-Man movie rolls around, you can actually have Spider-Man Daredevil team up. Okay. And I also like do often think back to that clip where he was on stage and was like, "Oh, yeah, and then you were in the Spider-Man trailer," and he's like, oh, yeah. unsure if he could talk about it, not realizing they were talking about Friendly Neighborhood.
That was a funny clip. It's like, wait, what? Oh, yeah. That is funny. Yeah.
I'd be the same way. I'm like, confirm it, like, show me, pull up your phone.
Last thing here for the day. Charlie Cox on Matt Murdock and Karen's romantic relationship in Born Again Season 2. He says, I love their relationship. She is the love of his life. And so getting to really kind of delve into that kind of romance is great fun for Season 2. So, yeah, I think that's fun. I know we talked about it in our Season 1 finale about like the whole heartbeat love triangle shit going on there and that with between Frank and Matt and Karen that we really liked, but I'm glad. I can't wait to see Karen and Matt together again. Final fucking Lee in Season 2. Yeah,
that feels like something that's been such a long time coming. Like I think it was a little like hinted tee up in Season 1, and then for a second it was like, will Karen and Foggy be together? Like there's been a lot of like everybody trying to find things with everybody.
Nobody thought that.
I thought it.
Nobody thought that.
I thought it as a child when I watched it.
Oh, come on. It came in 2016, motherfucker.
I know, but I don't know. They went on fucking couple dates and it's like, maybe. But like, stuff happened with Matt. Let's focus on that.
Yeah. I like this as well. It's funny because like even in Season 3, like you said, it was mostly Foggy and Karen having their duo storyline. Not going out, but just like working together. It's finally good to get Karen and Matt romantically jump started again. Even though I know people love the whole Punisher and Karen relationship, but I've always been team Matt and Karen.
Yeah, I like the stuff with Elektra, but it's clearly she's bad for Matt. But I also want good for Elektra, the character, and I want her to come back.
I mean, that would be the best of both worlds. Matt and Elektra, Karen and Punisher. That'd be the best of both worlds.
Oh,
but
that's right. Karen and Punisher is also a pretty prominent ship, which I've
been saying that.
I'm into.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. Sorry.
Yeah. But like, I like I like the Punisher and Karen together, but it's just like I like Matt and her together more. But like, yeah, the Elektra stuff, like until she comes back, give me all the Karen and Matt. If you're not going to focus on Elektra, but if we even get a glimpse of Elektra, that's Matt's end game. Give him Elektra.
Do you think Karen's born in Brand New Day?
No, she's not. She's not. Don't even give like the 5%, 10% bullshit. She's not in it.
0.01% chance at a missed call.
Missed call. Yeah, Punisher's fighting somebody. It's like a missed call from Karen. That'd be funny. So,
and
that's about it.
He'll immediately respond to it. Yeah, that would. I don't really have anything on my end except that like there's appears to be word that they are moving forward with season 2 of Marvel Zombies, which is nice to hear.
Cool.
Your favorite?
It's my favorite show of the year. Right above it's like Andor. There's like Marvel and then Andor season 2.
If you just tell the viewers right now it's not bad, then I'll end the stream.
So then,
or I'll keep you here overnight.
Let me get this straight. You're keeping the podcast hostage until I say something nice about Marvel fucking zombies.
So other speculation we can make about Spider-Man is that I do believe Karen's missed call will appear.
Fine, Marvel Zombies is low key a show.
Want to piss me off more?
Hey, I liked Kamala. Kamala Khan's good in Marvel Zombies. Happy motherfucker. You like the what's the guy's name from Saw? Jigsaw.
John Kramer.
You're the John Kramer of the Marvel universe.
Hello, Evan. I want to write a review. Give me a box is a Marvel Zombies. Write 3 paragraphs about the characterization of
3 paragraphs. Is crazy. There's like 15 sentences. I can't do that. It's just too much.
If you can't give it 5 stars, we will cancel your subscription.
No.
To everything. You have to cut off a streamer per minute.
Fuck. You know what truly makes this a jigsaw trap is that you have to write the 3 paragraphs in 1 minute. Oh my god! I would pop off. I would go off. I'm like, let's go. I would go crazy.
You ain't getting me. That's always the bullshit too. It's like you have 3 minutes to fucking pick out a piece of your brain. What do you mean?
Yeah,
enough to weigh down the weight, but it's also disintegrating in the ass.
Jigsaw
X is kind of cruel with the games.
Jigsaw is crazy as hell, man.
I guess that was the most personal cruel because he gave him hope of a cure. But
anyways, follow me on Twitter, Harris EV9. We got all of our technical shit. This was a pretty smooth podcast. I liked it. Catch me on Twitter, Harris EV9. I liked Welcome to Derry. So we'll talk about that next week. Terrifier 2 this week. Are you free tomorrow for that? Is that too soon?
Yeah, we can do it. Terrifier 3.
Terrifier 3, sorry. Tomorrow. I'm just thinking ahead because like Wednesday is Star Wars Visions.
Yeah.
I guess we could do Thursday. Tomorrow or Thursday. We'll see what happens. And yeah, that's about it today. I'm tired. Past my bedtime.
Word. You follow me at _Time Blazer. Make a show called Time Blazer with co-starring Creek Consultant Evan Harris.
Playing Ben. Let me think of something. Oh, who will not be in The Boys season 5? Sorry, boys, you're missing out on Ben. He's the best character in Time Blazer, but he will not be in The Boys season 5.
Who who would you want to play Ben from the Boys universe?
Ooh. There's no black kid guy on the.
There's a number you can pick from Gen V or the Boys.
Who I want to play Ben?
Yeah, or
Huey. Let Huey play Ben. That'd be fun. Whitewash the character.
I was still looking for like a serious answer, but you know what? We'll roll with the joke.
There's no other. What? Like who could play me? Like the guy from the A-Train guy. Black Noir. That'd be funny.
A young polarity. Honestly, characterization wise, of like just being over bullshit, I could see the similarity.
That'd be pretty fun. That'd be pretty fun. I wouldn't mind that at all. That'd be cool.
Giancarlo Esposito is bad.
Hell yes.
That would be so scary. Scott would not pick that fight. But that being said, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe now, ring the bell so you miss coverage on all things movie, TV, and things are still in the spooky season. So we're gonna start talking about it. That'll be fun, like how it's gonna cross over into November. How long do we know? Is it 8 episodes?
Probably 8, yeah.
Right on. So yeah, that being said, hope you guys have a great day. Catch you guys next time.
Bye-bye.